Rich Eisen Show's studio in Los Angeles.
We are back!
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Tom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog!
Now live, here he is, the big dog,
Let's go, baby!
Tom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back into the Sports Med Stadium Club, high atop Toyota Field. Bonus coverage now, and I'm going to have you for this segment, and then Drew Darr going to be in along with Scott Tyson, and they will preview what's going on for Huntsville High, and so we'll continue with our coverage here from High School Media Day, and we'll get that going here and again in just a moment with Sparkman High, where an interesting season last year, certainly for Sparkman. Ronnie Watson and his team. He's got Walter Pruitt here and Isaac Jeffrey with him. I believe that so they won the 7A region championship last year after dropping their first 3 games of the season. They bounced back in region play and went on a little bit of a heater down the stretch, winning 5 of the last 7 games. And, so that was an impressive deal as well. And Sparkman, once again, this year will be, as we lose Coach Watson. Come on over here, John, for a second. You'll be doing their games again this year. They'll be part of the high school sports streaming network again. And what happened to Ronnie? What did he do? He just says, "I gotta go. I gotta hit the head quick."
Yeah,
or what? What was that? Is that what that was? That was that all about?
Man's got to take care of business. If you guys want to throw those headsets,
put those headsets on, guys, and we'll get you going in here in a minute. What an interesting season. You and Joe Hunk doing the games last year. You'll do them again this year for the 3rd straight year. But what an interesting season it was for Sparkman last year, because they come out, they drop the first 3 games of the year, and then they finish by winning 5 of the last 7 games and end up winning the region. I mean, that was something.
Yeah, that's what happens whenever you strengthen yourself with steel. I mean, the beginning of that schedule was just tough game after tough game. Teams that you don't even need to be playing, but at the same time, you got to be
Park,
thrown at.
Hillcrest.
Yeah, both
they
of those
opened up
teams.
with those guys, and then Austin. That was a little bit of a meat grinder, but they held it together. Some teams would have kicked out the fence posts after that.
Yeah. And it really shows the mentality of these players, and honestly the growth of these players as well. I've seen them throughout the last 3-4 years, and it's also setting up well because last year a lot of their top players were juniors, so now they're seniors, and now it's whenever it's really supposed to come into form. And on top of that, you guys have a lot of young kids coming up. You get to show them the ropes as well. You get to show them the diet plan. They get the size on them, and then you got a little bit of backup just right out the gates.
So Walter Pruitt and Isaac Jeffrey here. Now, I've been trying to guess who's Walter and who's Isaac, and every group of guys that have come over, and I've been wrong every single time. So I'm going to go out on a limb here on this one. Isaac. I nailed it. Okay, I got Isaac right. And Isaac Jeffrey, Walter Pruitt. Now, both you guys seniors this year?
Yes, sir.
So, this is, I think, year 4 for Coach Watson, who's on his way over here now. This is year 4 for him. So this is pretty much all you have known, right? Talk about that, Isaac. I mean, he's been your coach really your whole time in high school.
Yes, sir. I mean, really.
Pull that mic a little closer to you there so you get that. There you go.
Really, he's the only football coach I really know. I mean, I played in 4th grade, but I really started playing football in my freshman year. So, I mean, all throughout me playing football, Coach Watson's been the coach I've known. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what about you, Isaac? I mean, got to be pretty much the same thing for you. This is the guy that's been your coach all throughout your high school career now.
Yes, sir. He has. That's all I know, really.
Yeah. Center or guard or tackle?
Center.
You are a center.
Yes, sir.
Smartest guy on the team, right? I mean, you tell everybody you're the smartest guy on the team because centers are always the smartest guy on the team. You make all the calls for everybody. Is that right, or,
yes,
or no?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to do all of that stuff.
Highest grade point average on the team.
Highest GPA on the team besides. Wow, that's good stuff. That's Coach Ronnie Watson, who just came and sat down with us. Coach, year 4. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday when you took over the program, and you had been there for a number of years, you know, so you know the Senator way. But, you know, now 4 years in, this is all got your fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting. And, I mean, every year there's, you know, it seems like we take a big, huge, you know, step forward. So we just want to keep continuing to do that.
Well, you know, we were talking about in the open of the segment, the schedule. First of all, last year, you had Spain Park, Hillcrest, Austin. Why didn't you play tough teams to start the season? You're supposed to play cupcakes at the beginning of the season.
That makes all the good stuff happen at the end of the season.
Well, yeah, you're right, except for the flip side of that could be the kids could fall apart, right? They could start grumbling. You could get locker room lawyers, all of those types of things. And yet you didn't. You guys held it together, and then you go on a heater to finish the season, 5 out of 7 wins and a region championship. I mean, just talk about the mentality of the team coming off of an 0-3 start and then being region champions.
Yeah, I mean, I give all credit to the players and especially the coaches for keeping them, keeping everybody involved and, keeping everybody in the right mentality set. And, yeah, I mean, you play those games at the beginning, so, they help you win the games at the end. And, you never know where you're at until you play the teams that are going to be in the playoffs. So that's what we wanted to make sure we did.
And you had some shootouts, I mean, down the stretch. I mean, you had the Albertville game 45-27. You win that one. Huntsville 36-28. You had a number of games with, big numbers in there. Bob Jones, you get that one 29-26. So it seemed like it was kind of the makeup of the team was you had to outscore people more than anything else.
Yes, sir. Yes, so we had a very young defense, very small defensive line last year. And it showed, and the other teams seen that on film. And, it was, but we fought through and made plays we had to play. And some of those games, we made 10 plays, and where the other team only made 9. So, that's all it takes in the end. So, very proud of how the guys fought and, scratched for everything they got last year and, ready to get this one started.
Talk about Walter Pruitt and Isaac Jeffrey, the 2 guys that you brought here.
Oh, man. Walter, like I said, before, has the highest GPA. Very, very smart young man. When colleges come through and they're like, well, what do you need? And they're like big, big grade point averages and stuff like that. I mean, it's always him we're pulling in. Great leader. I mean, on and off the field. Can't get much better. Very humble. He's not going to tell you that, he's anything special. Same with Isaac. Isaac is the leader of our defense, probably the alpha of our defense. And, quiet but leads by example with everything that he does. Looking for great things from him. I mean, he was next to Blake Battle last year, which, ended up coming up second in the state in tackles and things like that. And, the year before that, Blake was next to somebody doing the same thing. So we're looking for big things from Isaac this year, but just to lead and be great young men and great members of the community.
Yeah. Talk about that, Isaac. What are your goals for the season personally? I mean, outside of, the team goals, but, is it something where you would really like to play at the next level as well?
Yes, sir. My goal is, last year I got injured right before the Huntsville game, so I want to stay healthy the whole season, and I feel like I have a much better performance than I did last year. Because last year I still finished with 10 games. We played a playoff game,
right?
But in 10 games I had 80 tackles, so with the injury. So I feel like if I play however many games we play, I'll have well over 100. So I really want to hit 100 tackles this year.
A linebacker or a DN?
Linebacker.
Inside or outside?
Inside.
Inside linebacker.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question I ask all the linebackers.
Okay.
I drop you into the cross zone. You pick one off and house it, okay? Or Coach Watson or his defensive coordinator calls a blitz, and you hit that A-gap, strip sack on the quarterback. Which one do you want?
I remember you asked me the same question, and my answer's still the same. I'm always taking that blitz. I like it. I love hitting.
So you like that, right, Coach? I mean,
yes,
you like.
I'm a linebacker guy myself, so yeah, I love that answer.
Yeah, you like the linebackers to get after the quarterback a little bit. So if you're an inside linebacker and Walter, you're the center, How often do you guys get to go together in any indie drills? Any individual drills? You get a chance to block him a little bit or try and block him a little bit in the individual drills at all?
In the individual drills, no, not really. But during the team
up,
we talk all practice. We talk trash.
Talk trash. I mean, listen, you're not talking about we're going to go have lunch. You're talking trash.
Yeah, inside drill gets interesting. We're doing inside gets interesting because these guys are at it constantly.
I didn't know if you guys did any blitz pickup drills. You know what I mean? Where you had linebackers just coming, where it's just you and two guards and you remember a fullback? Remember one of those things? A fullback.
That's what I was.
I was going to say. Remember that thing called a fullback? You know?
Yeah, they would see that in pup. When we do periods of pup and stuff during the week and stuff, pass under pressure, and I mean they're constant. We're always sending a linebacker or two linebackers just to get the offensive line to be able to pick those blocks up. But I think the fullback's lost nowadays.
Yeah, they are pretty much a lot. Usually it's a guy wearing like 63 that'll jump in there and play fullback on the goal line, for sure. Talk about that a little bit. It's a pet peeve of mine just because of my experience in the game and so on. But I know that everybody's running the spread now. It's pretty much the stock deal. But it drives me nuts when the ball's on the 1 yard line and you see the quarterback 5-6 yards back and the tailback's 8 yards deep, and it's like the ball's on the 1 yard line. Just stick your hands up under Walter's butt and stick that thing in the end zone. What's your philosophy in that?
I mean, with that, I think the one that kills me the most, no matter what level I'm watching, is when the quarterback goes under center and then shifts to shotgun on the goal line. That one makes no sense whatsoever. But to me, I mean, it really just going to depend on what kind of skill set your quarterback has. I mean, we can do both. We can go under center. We can go power run game.
So you've done it some. You do some under center stuff. You get your quarterback takes some snaps a little bit.
After year one.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Because year one, I'm looking out there going, why are we in shotgun? So, but yeah. I mean, trust me, that was a learning curve for me. So, but yeah, we can do both. We've done both. Or you're, third in inches and you start, 5-6 yards behind everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Well, another one I love is 3rd and 3 empty. It's like, come on, just pretend that you might run the ball. Yeah. Give them some pause that you might run the ball instead of them just sending 6 and you can't block them. That type of thing that you see a lot. Certainly. What are your thoughts about the way the realignment has happened now and the new 7A?
I mean, it's you lose 3, you get 3. I mean, there's talent. There's talented teams coming in. There's lots of talent that left and went, to the other region, and we're just ready to compete with them and see where getting those games and see where everything lands in the end of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's losing the guys we did, and I don't know how they feel because that region, one of them regions is really rough. So.
And you gain some schools coming up like Hazel Green and Buckhorn.
Gadsden City.
Gadsden City. So Gadsden City's always tough. I did Buckhorn games for the last 4 years, and so I kind of got a sense of what they would face there. But you do pick up a couple of teams that are coming up, and will be the smallest teams really in your region, in the 7A region. So there is that. But you're still inviting Spain Park and and then of course Austin coming in to start the season. But those are good tests. That's how you steel harden steel, right? I guess.
Yes, sir. Coach V down at Spain Park, great guy. Talking with him, learned a lot. Talking with him and playing and things like that. And I mean, very high class program. Love them coming in and going down there. And then Coach Perkins, you don't get much better than Coach Perkins as far as guide and program. And the games over the years, I mean, even before I was head coach, were always so close.
Right.
They're such fun to play. So you're going to get a good game. You're going to get quality opponents, and that's what we want to see before we get into region play.
Guys, for you being your senior year, you both have. I assume Walter, you're interested in playing at the next level as well, wherever you can play. But have you sensed that finality yet? That this is our last high school media day. These are our last 7-on-7s or whatever we're doing, in the summertime. And then as practice starts, and how fast the season goes by. I mean, it's like lock and load. You might wear pads 1 day a week for 10 weeks. The season will start. You'll have 10 or 12 padded practice left, that type of thing. Do you feel that yet, that this is it? This is our last season, and we want to make sure that we do everything we can to win as many games as we can?
Yeah, I definitely felt that way. I mean, really, at the end of my junior year, I was like, I'm going into my last season. Like, I got to make it happen. So, I mean, I really feel that, especially coming up on the season, I mean, time is getting shorter. So it's exciting, and it's also kind of, like, sad at the same time. But, yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Walter? Sense of urgency?
Kind of like what he said. Last year, it really began seeing the seniors ahead of me, it being their last time, and just seeing their reaction to stuff.
Yeah.
And it really kicked into me that that's me next year.
Yeah.
And the goal is always to be better. You know, we can always be better, and that's it has set in. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be emotional at the end. You guys doing anything special at the end? Do you have any kind of ritual or tradition when you get to the end of practice? We used to burn a boot. We used to bring out a metal pail, and we'd burn a cleat. We'd get some nasty cleat that got left in the locker room or whatever, and we would throw the cleat. We would soak it all day in gasoline. This is in the 90s. And we would soak it all day, and then we would put the bucket with the cleat in it down by the goal line, and we would set it on fire at the end of the last practice of the season. And then we would have and all the kids would get around, and each senior would go forward and talk about what it meant to them to be a player, at the Livonia Bulldogs is where we coached, while that cleat was burning, while we burned that last cleat. And then we'd bury the ashes, off the side of the field. Of course, you all got turf now, so you can't do it. That'd be hard to do. But that was on the practice field, so that was kind of a tradition. But it's I'll just say this, guys. It's a very, very special time. Cherish every minute of it because you know how fast it'll go by. And this is your fourth class that you're sending off already. I mean, it's it's amazing how quick it goes by for us as coaches too.
Yeah, I mean, we just hit. Last year was the 102nd senior that we've seen graduate and things like that. So, I always tell these guys, especially as we're going through the season, guys, this is your last first practice.
Yeah.
Of fall camp. This is your last first fall camp. So make something of it and know that we're never guaranteed that next snap. So you better make everything you can and getting better, like Pruitt said earlier, getting better with every snap, every practice, because we're very blessed to be able to do this, play it, coach it, be around it, just everything. We're very blessed to do it because there's a lot of people who wish they could do it that can't. So
tell those young guys, don't screw up your senior season. don't mess me up on the way out.
That's right.
All right, boys. Well, we appreciate you. We'll look forward to hearing you again this year on the High School Sports Streaming Network, the Sparkman Channel. Senators have their own channel on the network as well, which is really, really cool as well. And you can listen to all their excitement. And one thing about a Ronnie Watson coach team the last 3-4 years, man, do they have a lot of exciting games. I'll tell you what, there are some exciting games that these guys will play, that's for sure, and they'll come up on the winning end more times than not. All right, boys, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks, Coach. All right, we're going to get a break in here. Up next, I believe, is Huntsville High, and I'll be turning it over to Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond, and that'll be coming up next. Right here, it's our special coverage from the Sports Med Stadium Club at Toyota Field on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe, but it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume, and yeah, you better believe it means more titles, like doctor, CEO, and your honor. Because this is the SEC, and here, it just means more. What does it mean to be part of the Southeastern Conference? That yours is the only conference with its own chant? Well, yes, but it means more than that. It means a study abroad program that might include reforestation in a mangrove swamp in Australia. It means finding your calling, your future spouse, your startup's co-founders, and of course, grilling tongs that play your fight song. This is the SEC, and here, it just means more.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Leighton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Leighton Ford in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or LynnLeightonFord.com.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey Wes, we show up.
Your Rocket City Trash Bandits are back home July 21st through the 26th. Promotions include an adult jersey giveaway on the 22nd, a beverage belt giveaway on the 23rd, and Pirate and Princess Night on the 24th. Get your tickets and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm like the president, right? Welcome back to Sports Med Stadium Club. It is our coverage of high school football media day. My name is Steve Moulton. I have been just, you name it, have done it here today. And we've got the Huntsville Crimson Panthers taking center stage. And this is what happens when you're doing this while you're on the air, more than anything. A total of 17 schools featured today, getting you ready for the high school football campaign. And Drew, it's always fun to talk a little Crimson Panthers.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite subjects, as everybody knows me well. It's great to have Jimmy Gay on the show with his 2 representatives, a couple of seniors with him today.
I think you may have actually put on a headset that's unplugged, brother.
Probably.
50-50 shot at it, and
50-50.
Swung and missed right there.
Yeah, choose your own adventure. I would have gone over the falls. But luckily we're going to talk some Huntsville Crimson Panthers here at our annual media day, Huntsville and really Madison County High School Football Media Day. And it's great to welcome the 3rd-year head coach of the Crimson Panthers, a good friend of mine, Jimmy Gay, and a couple guys that I got to see play quite a bit last year, Quentin Barclay, and then, of course, Cinco Dawkins, a couple of seniors that are going to mean a lot to this club. And, Coach, it's great to have you back. We were just kind of talking over there. You're getting ready to roll. Got your practice field resodded. How have things gone in the offseason so far?
We've been working hard, same old thing. We're keeping our nose to the grindstone, not looking ahead, just living day by day.
Well, and I noticed schedule-wise, I know your history quite well, and so yeah, it's going to change a little bit. And, of course, we know the private school thing happened as well, but it didn't really affect as much of the 7A schools. You're moving down to 6A, but a very interesting opener against a talented Jasper squad. I know that's one of your coaching stops. And then we know you came from Muscle Shoals, and you get Muscle Shoals on the back end, but a challenging beginning for your team.
Oh, no doubt. We opened up with Florence in the fall jamboree.
That's right.
And Jasper for that first home game, hoping to, those are quality football teams, and we'll know real quick where we stand.
No question about it. And then we've got the two young men with us. Quentin, I know you played a big role. I thought Huntsville's strength of their football team last year was defensively. The front seven led the way. Pass rush was really good. It was fun to watch. It was fun to watch y'all kind of come of age. And I know I certainly felt this way by the end of the year that the team had come so far. It was disappointing you guys didn't get a chance to go to the playoffs because, you were basically 2 or 3 plays from being 9-1. But talk about, going into this year, your confidence, and then you being a leader defensively.
I feel real confident going into this year. Our teams, we've been working really hard since a couple weeks after the season ended, and we're making sure everybody's working their butts off and getting in the weight room every day. And I know both sides of the ball. We're all, we've been playing for a while now, and I think we're getting better, a lot better.
Yeah, and how much did your confidence grow under this staff? That was year 2 last year, but I thought the improvement was stark. Especially the physicality, the tackling, the line of scrimmage play. How far did you think your team came last year that'll help you kind of set the stage for this season?
Real far. Our confidence levels really rose. And just by, once again, practicing, we changed. I think about halfway through the season, we started changing our practices a little bit. We started doing different tackling drills and stuff like that. And just like Coach Gay said, knowing where we stood, and we just knew we could play with a lot of those guys. And so we just played harder and knew we had a chance to make playoffs, and we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
And so we just want to play harder, play faster, and make those plays.
And Cinco, you're going into your senior year. I know one frustration for you last year was health. Yeah. You never were really yourself. What have you done in the offseason, and how are you feeling right now?
I've been doing a lot of stretching, a lot more lifting than I have been in the past. We got some new coaches coming in this year. They're really good coaches. They've been helping me out with lifting, making sure just I'm doing everything right to keep me healthy and stuff like that. But I'm feeling great. I'm excited to see what this season looks like, man. We're ready.
Well, Coach, they talked about different drills. Are we talking like the Alabama drill, Florida State drill? What kind of drills are we talking about?
It's the same old thing. We're going to concentrate on blocking, tackling, and holding on to the football. We just try to get back to the basics and emphasize the small things that make you successful.
Steve, that's called the Bobby Wallace effect.
Yeah, that's a good name right there.
And it wins a lot of games.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How often do you talk to Coach Wallace?
We had a what do you call it? A reunion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Like
in May.
Okay.
About the end of May, and we all got together and seen all the old former players that played on the national championship teams. Coach Wallace was there, Coach Slater.
Wow.
All those guys. It's always a joy to see them.
I bet. The stories get a little bit more exaggerated.
Yeah, the one thing that Coach Wallace always tells me is tell Coach Flipall to run the ball.
That's the Bobby Wallace effect.
Yes, it is.
Well, Coach, I know you said y'all are going to be once again focusing on the fundamentals and the blocking and tackling. I talk about kind of the makeup of this squad because now it's year 3. And we're talking to your 2 seniors here. I thought the team really improved a lot as the season went on. They talked about the adjustments you made about the halfway point with practice and then defensively. How has that helped you going into this year now in your mind?
I think we've got good film on the upcoming players that we were able to put them in the right position. And I think we made a few moves last year.
Without question.
This year we got to find somebody, to take White Smith's place on that quarterback. We got to find somebody that's going to catch and get upfield with the ball. Bryson Grissom, replacing those players on offense. Defense, well, Michael Price on the offensive line.
Yep.
Shoemaker, they were all great players and great leaders. And, the one thing I am disappointed in this team is that we've got to have better leadership out of our kids. That they've got to be a little self-motivated to take the bull by the horns and get things done without us being on their backs.
Yeah. And I thought a big part of it was Wyatt stepped up last year. Y'all only really had one ball game, JC, right, where you turned the ball over, and that's the plus minus is so important. And I thought in every other game, that's why you either won or had a great chance to win in the fourth quarter.
That was it's going to have to be our theme this year. We're just going to have to play 40 minutes of hard-nosed, smash-mouth football and limit our mistakes and play hard for 48, just play hard for the whole game. And I was real proud of last year's team, and I hope it carries over to this year.
Well, if you could speak to last year in particular, Region 4 was a mess, Coach.
It was.
Of just attacking that week by week in particular of what were you following last year? I mean, I know you want to win every single game, but
we just go, never look ahead. We just go one game at a time. We're not good enough to look ahead. We take one game at a time and go from week to week, and we're going to be where our feet's at.
How do you feel about your two deep, Coach?
Our second team?
Well, just as a whole, how do you feel about heading into the fall?
Pretty good. This is our third year there as a staff, and we know what to do. We know where. We've set a standard. We've got to hold to that standard. They know. We have certain expectations, and we've got a lot of great kids. This Huntsville High School has a lot of great kids. As far as academics and the whole 9 yards. I just can't emphasize enough how good a school Huntsville is. We had 3 of our ball players that went to the academies.
Mm-hmm.
One went to the West Point, Naval, and Air Force. Had another kid that went to Michigan on academics. So that helps when you have smart kids.
No doubt. And Coach, I know Cinco just mentioned it, but you did lose some coaches. Navendra Woods takes over at Lee. Charlie Wilburn goes into administration. Talk about some of the new blood you've got on your staff.
We was able to hire Kyle Crabtree. He's the assistant head coach. Great pickup. Young man is fired up. Don't have to hold his hand. I was able to hire 2 of my former players, Garrett Stacks and D'Angelo Woods. They're going to be on offensive and defensive line. And, they understand. They know what I expect. And that's a big help. And plus we have, all the role, Levi Terry, Caleb Finn, Josh Walters. We was able to pick up him. Just good, solid coaches. And not only that, just better people. They're just good people.
Cinco, if you could speak to the offseason in particular, how competitive was the weight room and just the competitive nature of the offseason?
So actually, I play baseball too.
Okay.
So during the off season, I'm with the baseball team doing like lifting and stuff with them. But from the sounds of it, I was hearing everyone was getting to it. A lot of running, I heard. A lot of just trying to get a little bit more weight on for the guys on the line, even like the receivers, like stuff like that too. But we're all trying to do the best we can so that we can all help the team out in whatever way we need to.
As seniors in particular, both guys, I just tell me about just putting yourself up on that leadership role and holding yourself accountable as well to help lead the team.
I think these past few days with the morning practices, we've all, like senior-wise, we've all been doing a good job on lifting, like, each other up, motivating each other. Like, come on, like, you can lift a little bit more than that. Like, season right around the corner, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think we're starting to get the gist of it. It's starting to hit us now, like, hey, this is our senior year. Like, we know what's up, and we're ready. We're ready for the season, man.
And Quentin, I was going to ask you because I really enjoyed watching that defense play, especially the second half of the season. You guys established the line of scrimmage. I thought you dictated to the other opponent how you were going to play. Tell me, well, first your expectations for yourself, and then tell me some other guys to watch out for defensively for Huntsville.
What I hold myself to is I try and play tough. I try and push through injuries and make the hard plays, and I try and hold other people to the same standard. Our line last year, our defensive line, they were strong, and our defensive line this year is also pretty strong, and so I'm hoping our linebacker group can step up a little bit more than last year, and fill those gaps, make them right.
And then, is your role going to change at all now that because you lost some key seniors? There's always some guys that have to kind of redefine what they're going to do. Or what role are you going to be playing this year?
I'm trying to step up and be the leader of the defense. I know last year I tried to be a leader, but this year we lost like Ben Watson. He was a really good leader on the defense, 3-year starter. But so I'm trying to fill that role a little bit, fill his shoes, become a better leader, hold everybody to a higher standard, and
Yeah, he's the only kid I've ever seen block a punt, and then they waved it off.
We got a penalty on it. Touchdown call back.
I know. Trust me, I had a meltdown.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I'm still. Mark Russell did give me an explanation. It wasn't a good one, and it definitely was their fault, not Huntsville.
Do you have a favorite workout drill that you do, or is it all just
bench for sure?
Okay, what do you bench?
325 right now.
Wow,
sweet. Trying to push it up. I started off the off season just like showing how much we've worked. I started off at like 265, 275, so I bumped up quite a bit. But I also like the Bulgarian split squat jumps. We do those.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so it's like kind of like you get on a bench.
Okay.
And it's like a split squat, and you jump up.
Oh, okay.
So it works on your
So I know about squat thrust, but you're talking about
Coach Gay special.
Oh. Yeah. This is when he talked about the assistants that he brought that know what he expects. That excites me along the line of scrimmage. I can just say that, no doubt.
So what do you bench? Sinking.
I bench around like close to 200, but look, I'm more of a squat type.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I mean, the competitiveness, I would imagine, Coach, in the weight room helps and spills over. How much does that spill over to on the field in terms of the competitiveness?
I just think it gives them confidence. When you go out there and play with confidence, you're a competitive ball player. Everybody puts their pants on the same way, and we're going to go out no matter who anybody is. We're going to go out and play our game.
And just a tweak to the region a little bit. Gadsden City's been added. They bring a lot of athleticism, and you'll play somebody similarly that you've kept on your schedule. I know Mae Jemison has a lot of athleticism. You'll see them early. So can you just kind of talk about the new region and the challenges it brings?
It's basically the same teams. Gadsden City, they are a perennial playoff team, very good. Like you said, very athletic. They do a good job there. But it's the same, it's the same guys that we're seeing. Florence and Austin got out. They were two, the top teams in our region. Hazel Green, which we played them last year, and we didn't play Buckhorn there in the region. And as far as I know, they've got a very good team returning.
Mm-hmm. So it's some different challenges, but I would guess what is your expectation for this team is in year 3 to get to the playoffs and then to just continue to build?
Well, it's just we're going to take one week at a time, one game at a time, and we'll see how we land. They're taking the top 6, I think, this year, and I'd be highly disappointed if we weren't one of those.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to it. I always enjoy following my alma mater. Very passionate about Huntsville High, and I enjoyed following your journey last year. It was fortunate we got a chance to do several of your games. Certainly, we always enjoy following the Crimson Panthers, and I follow them closely every year. And I was super excited about former Panther, Brewer Hicklin yesterday because I'll be honest, he's on a very, very short list of my favorite Huntsville football player of all time because, guys, he could ball. And he was a great player. He actually, funny story about Brewer, he wanted to play college football badly. And he waited so long and didn't get an offer to a definitive offer to a school that UAB gave away his scholarship money for baseball. He had to go to UAB his first year as a walk-on and earn the money back, which he did redshirting.
I believe it.
And then by the time it was over, UAB had restarted football in that 3-year time frame where he was on campus, and Bill Clark was coaching then, and he knows Bill Clark very well. Bill Clark put Brewer Hickle on scholarship for football. He was going to be a wide receiver in the fall, but that never happened because he was a 7th-round draft pick of the Kansas City Royals for baseball. So Brewer was one heck of an athlete and a 3-year starter.
Had a heck of a day yesterday.
Yep, 2 for 4, and hopefully some more.
Absolutely.
So, but guys, we appreciate y'all joining us, and we're going to be following the Crimson Panthers very, very closely as always. And good luck to y'all, and keep grinding and make that playoff run, man. We're really looking forward to it. Appreciate y'all joining us today.
Thank you, guys. Let's
always a pleasure.
Let's take a time out. We'll have much more here from SportsMed Stadium Club here on the campus of Toyota Field. We'll be right back.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact meteorologist Emily Owen. Numerous showers and thunderstorms are to be expected heading into this Monday across the Tennessee Valley. Otherwise, we'll see a cloudy sky. High temperatures only warming into the low 80s for the afternoon. Heading into Monday night, low temperatures fall into the low 70s, and it looks like we'll sit under a mostly cloudy sky.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Welcome to Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market in Huntsville. From hand-cut premium steaks and chef-crafted Southern favorites to phenomenal made-from-scratch desserts and restaurant-quality meats you can take home. Every meal is made with passion and served with genuine Southern hospitality. Join us for lunch or dinner. Attend a monthly 5-course supper club or stop by to stock up your grill. You'll see that we deliver excellence from prep to plate. Southern Wagyu Steakhouse and Meat Market, corner of Highway 72 East and Jordan Road. Come taste the difference.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693. Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
What's happening? Back here at Toyota Field, 2026 High School Media Day. As, of course, Fleming Roofing and Restoration is our title sponsor, as well as the fine folks from the Huntsville Sports Commission out here, where we're featuring a total of 17 teams. And Drew, I know you've I've heard you and Scott talk about the split, and this is really the first time I get to talk about the split,
right,
in a big way of public versus private. And it is a real storyline here in 26.
It is, but I also think it's an exciting time to be a JP2 Falcon because there's a lot of things happening from a facility standpoint. I thought they took a lot of steps last year to getting better. They were a really good offensive football team. Now, a lot of those skill guys are gone, but they were fun to watch. And Coach Kevin Crean's here with two of his seniors, and we're looking forward to talking about some JP2 Falcon football. And Coach, I know you lost a lot of production, and so you're going to have to kind of retool this group, but I really enjoyed watching you guys throw it around last year. I thought the one thing was the line of scrimmage. I think that you guys probably wanted to be a little bit better up front, and I know I heard you talking earlier today that you think you might be a little bit better up front this year.
Yeah, I think our team's identity is a little different, right? When you lose your quarterback, your leading receiver, your leading running back, your 4 leading tacklers, your leading sack getter, I mean –
yeah,
you have to revamp the entire outfit, right? Well, fortunately for us, we've got a lot of experience up front, and that we're going to lean on that. I think on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, this is the best up front we've been since I've been here. So, and then, these guys that are here with me represent that, right? That's sort of the lunch pail mentality that we're trying to bring this year. These guys represent that. They are, two of the most unselfish guys I've ever been around. And so that's the kind of team that we need to be.
And tell the listeners about who you brought with you, Coach.
Sure. So Doug Murray and Luca Mazzio are senior offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and they are both now entering their third year as starters. So it's pretty rare that you get, some guys that have been in the system for that long, which allows us to do a few things up front, right? We can tweak some things up front where maybe in the past we were sort of pretty rigid about how we want to, how to block a certain front and so forth. With some experienced guys, we can change it up a little bit. Where we lack experience now is in the backfield and quarterback and those sorts of things. So we have to be pretty simple with those guys while we're bringing them along slowly. But these guys, though, we like I tell the guys all the time, we play favorites in our program. Okay, and my number 1 favorite guys are offensive linemen, and my number 2 favorite guys are the guys that show up and put in work and try to get better every day, and these guys do that.
No question. And Doug, I'll talk with you first. I mean, obviously you're a 3-year starter. It's got to feel good for the head coach to kind of put the team on your shoulders from the standpoint of the offensive line. I know the O-line kind of feels like they set the tone for each team, but talk about you're going into your senior year and your thoughts on the season and your role.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I'm super honored to be here representing, all the guys in the trenches at JP2, and I'm sure Luca has similar sentiments. And I think, it's just a big honor to be here and to talk about that. The first thing I'll say is you're right. The offensive and defensive line often do set the tone for the game. But like I said, I mean, it's a huge honor to have these kind of expectations put on me. But it's a very unselfish environment in our offensive and defensive line room. I mean, defensive line guys, they're spreading the sacks out. Offensive line guys, everybody does their job, and we'll all do fine. So, I mean, Yeah, I mean, obviously experience kind of helps, kind of set the tone and be a leader, but it's not just me. And I think that's a big thing I want to, be put out there. And I think Luka thinks the same way here, we do have the experience, but, we're just trying to mentor the younger guys so that next year, when we're gone, that, we can have similar experienced guys being able to step up and be leaders.
And then, Luka, same with you, man. I mean, what are your thoughts on the upcoming season and the challenges? And now you guys are kind of carrying the flag of transitioning to the new kind of a new environment for the all-private school kind of situation.
So, yes, I am very, very excited for this upcoming season. I feel like we've had a lot of progress and a lot of growth, especially this offseason and in the spring. We have a lot of potential this year to do a lot of good things. With this Catholic private league, that's the change. I'm also very anticipated for that. I'm very excited because we have a lot of potential to do a lot of good things. We can do very well, right? We've got a lot of experience up front, which is how you lead the team, really. Offensive line, defensive line is how you lead the team. So, yeah, I have a lot of aspirations for how we're going to do.
Coach, in particular, I call Madison Academy football. And I remember thinking at halftime of the Madison Academy game, wow, you guys were really clicking on all cylinders in that first half in particular. But just you mentioned about establishing the program and being there for a couple of years. If you could speak to on that consistency of what you've seen year to year, Coach.
Right. So, obviously that first year, it was a little rough.
Yeah.
Right. We're playing a lot of young guys. It's a new system. We never had a weight program before, et cetera, all the excuses.
Yeah.
Last year, it felt like we took some good steps forward, especially offensively. Now we had some veterans, right? We were able to do some things. We were able to use Mark Andrzejewski in some unique ways, and we had a senior quarterback in Joey Ross that was played like a senior. This year's a different group entirely. So, but what we can guarantee is that we're running the same things that we ran last year. We ran the same things last year that we ran the year before. So year after year, these kids start to get used to how it works. They're comfortable with the way practice works every day. The practice doesn't change. The plan is the same. They shouldn't be. They're not going to be surprised by anything that we're working on. So, they come with their lunch pail ready to get work done, and that's what we're seeing.
And I'm seeing that. I've always thought JP2 was a diamond in the rough. If I could just find the right coach, it looks like, especially after what I saw last year, that was a significant step, Coach.
We took good steps forward last year, where we need to continue to take steps forward. So here's an example for last year. Truthfully, we played most games with 16 or 17 kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, we had 28 of them, whatever it was, 30 on the sideline. But, a lot of them were young, inexperienced, weren't ready to play varsity football. I'm not going to just stick a guy in there just because he's there.
Yeah.
I'm going to set him up to fail.
Yeah.
So, this year, though, we've got 40 guys on the roster right now, and we think 27 of them can play varsity football.
Okay.
Which is pretty significant, right? So last year we had games against Madison Academy, Westminster, Randolph, and a few others where we felt really good about where we were. We just ran out of gas. If you're going to play 16 guys, but if it's 90 degrees at kickoff or 95 degrees at kickoff, by the time the fourth quarter comes around, there's no gas left because we would have a change of possession, and the offense would go on the field and the defense would come off. Two guys would change, right? I mean, there's just it's hard to get really consistent that way. Now, if we can legitimately put 25, 27 guys on a football field this year, hopefully if we get in that same position, we're a lot better in the fourth quarter. We're a lot better in the second half.
And we haven't really asked you about it. We know your athletic director, Tim Miller, very well. But how, as a school and as you as a football program, how do you adjusted to this new format with the private school situation?
Well, I mean, it hasn't affected me yet. But what it means is, we're in October. We're going to drive down to Auburn to play Lee Scott.
Yeah.
Along the way, we will pass 20 different schools that we could be playing instead.
Yeah.
But
which is crazy.
Right. But nevertheless, it is what it is, and we're not going to make excuses or complain about it. We don't worry about things we can't control. We show up and we play. it will be interesting, though. I mean, when you look at our what our new region is, we play 7 good quarterbacks, guys, right? I mean, we look around at our region. There's an 8-team region. The 7 opponents we have, every one of them has a good quarterback. So we're going to be up front on defense, getting pressure on the quarterback, being able to play good, coverage defense is going to be super important. And we're emphasizing that pretty hard, this summer.
And then, of course, you talked about setting the tone for a program. You have a weight room now, a weight program, in the off season. Talk about your coaching staff too. Has there been some continuity there?
Well, to a degree. My father's defensive coordinator. He's back. My son was defensive line coach. He's back. And then James Poldiak has been our sort of, let's call him the offensive backfield coach and assistant offensive coordinator or whatever you want to call that. And he's back. But we're new offensive line, new receivers, new special teams, and new secondary. And just, that's just the nature of, the comings and goings of high school sports. There wasn't anything bad there that happened or anything. It was just is the way it is. We're happy with where our staff is and, who we got. We were able to find some really good, energetic people to fill into those spots. But the systems remain the same.
Yes.
So that's the part that, we might be teaching it a little bit different in the secondary than we did a year ago. That's fine, but the system is the same. The kids are hearing the same words that they heard last year. So as a result, they catch on a little bit faster. At least the veterans do. Now we don't have a lot of veterans. I'll tell you what these guys did, which was really impressive, is they went and recruited the hallways.
Yeah.
So last year we had 7 juniors on our team, which means we should have 7 seniors on our team this year. Well, we have 14 seniors.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay. So these guys went and recruited the hallways and found some guys, and as it turns out, some of them are pretty good. We're going to be counting on those guys.
Nice.
We're looking at these guys saying, "Wow, that kid's a two-way starter." There's some pretty interesting athleticism there. However, they've never played football before. They don't know how it works. They don't understand the culture. So not only are we teaching them ground zero, square one, or however you want to put it, when it comes to scheme and what their job is and all those sorts of things, but they also have to learn how. This is how we practice, and this is this is the level of effort and the expectations that we expect, and those sorts of things, which is different for them. They've never done it before. Well, the good news is because they've never done it before, they don't have any built-in bad habits.
That's a good thing.
So we've had guys, we're doing a better job sprinting to the ball in practice than we ever have, because guys they didn't know any better. They didn't know that there was an option not to sprint to the ball, right? So it's been that part of it has actually been pretty good.
Well, and as we're kind of winding down here, talking JP2 Falcon football, Coach Kevin Korean, what's your expectation for this group? As you said, a lot of inexperience, but also some potential with some of these seniors that have ability. And I would imagine the interesting part is going to be kind of that second half of the season when hopefully they're catching on.
Yeah, I think so. That's exactly it. You hit the nail right on the head. So what I expect is, I feel like we're just watching us in the summer. We'll see when we get to Jamboree time and so forth. But right now it feels like we're better on defense than we've ever been. Okay, so that's good. I think we're pretty solid up front on defense. We've got a good rotation of guys that we can use on the defensive line. It's not just 4 guys. I think there's 6 or 8 guys that we can use up there, which is great news. We can be high energy while we're on the field and be able to cycle guys through. So I think we're going to be better on defense. So I think early in the season, probably going to be a little conservative, bringing along young quarterbacks, bringing along young running backs and so forth, and maybe being a little bit conservative and cautious with how we do it, and maybe we have to win a game 14-7. That would be awesome if we could do that, right? But that's kind of what I'm picturing, and then as the season goes on, we get more experience, and the young kids start to figure it out, and maybe we can open it up a little bit more as the season goes on. But that's just kind of my instinct for how it's going to look.
Forgive me, guys. I've just with going through the grind, there's always that teammate that kind of you need to pick everybody up, if you will. Yeah, who would be the go-to comedian in terms of in the weight room, of someone you just gravitate towards that just puts you in a good mood?
So, like Coach said, when we were Holly recruiting, I recruited my buddy Owen Morgan. And he's never played football before, but he is a really good athlete, and he's also got a really good attitude. Like if we're having a slow practice or a slow day in the weight room, he's always the guy to cheer everybody up, get them going, and to really fix the practice. Like if you need him to get everybody energized and to get them together, start working harder, he's the guy to get to.
Very nice. O-line, I mean, come on. You guys are a tight-knit group.
Yeah, we are. I think that people that kind of just always get me motivated are not necessarily the funny guys. I mean, they definitely do. But I think just the guy that just won't take any kind of like laziness or anything like that, and they just every rep is the one that is their last. They're always gonna be working hard, and I think that guy is Eric Joyce. I don't think he gets enough love. We love him. He's a really big guy. Two-way guy. Big football guy. He transferred in to JP2 last year, but I mean, ever since he's been a part of the program, he's just lifted us up in so many different ways. And I think that just a guy like that is a necessary person to have. So I would have to say Eric Joyce, but I do agree with the comedian though.
Those are two great answers right there. So Eric Joyce is a kid that transferred to JP2 and had to sit out last year because of the transfer rule.
That's right.
And guess how many practices he missed? 0.
Wow.
He was there every day, and he was scout team, and he obviously he was our scout team player of the year, and he drove us crazy, by lighting us up all year long, in the scout team. I love that kid. He's going to have a great year. He's a fantastic football player, both sides of the ball. He's a potential college football player if he wants to be. And then Owen Morgan has been a giant breath of fresh air. When I said that some of these kids that just don't know any better, that's the kid that he didn't know any better. He just does what we tell him to do. And holy cow, it's amazing how that works. Right? So he's been really, really good. And the other thing I like about those guys is they do they're very unselfish. They're just like these guys. They're unselfish. So, you say, all right, well, Owen, we're going to move your position. We're going to put you out there. Oh, yeah, no problem, coach. Let me know. Anthony Pitfield's the same way. Never played football before. He didn't know what position he was. We were like, all right, you're going to play defensive tackle and an offensive tackle. And he's like, all right, whatever. Just tell me what to do. And he's been great. It's been so fun to coach these guys. They're so, that part of it, I didn't know what to expect from this season with these kids, but I actually genuinely enjoy coaching them.
Well, I can't wait to see you guys on the field, Coach.
Yeah, the opener with Whitesburg Christian is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
That's a natural rivalry that'll hopefully get started.
Yeah.
It should be a good crowd. And good football to start it off. Two really good coaches going head-to-head. But, Coach, we really appreciate it. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you
and
so much.
And we look forward to some more JP2 football, especially over there at the Palatial. You got one of the best stadiums there is, Wicks Family Field. I enjoyed being over there last year.
Well, appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having us.
Let's take a time out. We'll have much more here from Toyota Field. It's the Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Braves return from the All-Star break against the Texas Rangers at Truist Park on Friday. Braves are 55-40, first place in the NL East Division by 2 games over the Phillies. Braves minus 135 to win the division title. Philadelphia plus 130. National League, $1.35 favorite against the American League plus 110, 7.5 over the total at Citizens Bank Park tomorrow. Kyle Schwarber of Philadelphia, the plus 330 favorite to win the Home Run Derby tonight. Scotty Scheffler plus 590 to win the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. Rory McIlroy plus 760. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com.
And welcome back out to the SportsMed Stadium Club, high atop Toyota Field. I am Tom Abraham, sliding back into the hot seat as we continue our coverage of High School Media Day. 17 teams in all out here for High School Media Day, which has been a lot of fun for sure, and talking to a lot of folks. But only one of those 17 teams will be the featured team on the air with us all season long, as the Bob Jones Patriots will return to the airwaves, and they will be the featured Friday night game over the air and, of course, on the stream as well, as we will have 4 other teams streaming during the season. But over the air, it will be Bob Jones Patriot football. And I tell you what, it's exciting times, for this team this year and for what they're looking to get done as Seth Parker takes over this program from Calvis White. And he joins us here with a couple of his players as well, Brayson Elbing and Jaden Rice. We'll get to them in a moment. But, Coach, welcome in. This is your first go-round with us here with High School Media Day. And, it's coming. It's coming fast now.
That's right. We're excited to be here, man. We appreciate you guys having us, and obviously this is a top-notch, first-class event, and I know these dudes are happy to be here. I'm certainly happy to be here in red, white, and blue, and, we're looking forward to the season kicking off here in about a month.
Yeah, and we're excited about it as well. I'm excited about returning to doing Bob Jones Patriot football. I mean, you and I talked ever since you got the job, basically. You guys were excited about being able to take that position and be on the air. And for me to go down to Madison Stadium and be able to cover you guys once again, like I did when I started here in this town back in 2004, is really exciting stuff too. That's going to be good.
Oh yeah, man. And again, I mean, it means a lot to us to be back and like we talked about, being a live broadcast and just get Bob Jones football out to as many people that can listen. And we want to be recognized and heard all across the region. And so again, we're thankful you guys give us that outlet.
A lot of times when a guy takes over a new program, he's taking over a team that really struggled and was awful, and that's not the case. In your particular case here, you're taking over a 500 team that didn't make the playoff last year, but has had some success certainly under Coach White in the past. Just talk about that, about taking over this program and getting them back to where you and I know everybody around the Bob Jones community expect them to be.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, I mean, this is certainly, Coach White has done an incredible job at Bob Jones. It's somebody that has had such an impact on me, and my career wouldn't be where I'm at without him. And so we want to continue to build on what he built and what Coach Rose built before him and Shannon Brown before that. And so, it's just kind of a chain reaction here. And like you said, I mean, we went 5-5 last year, and we've talked about it as a team. Certainly, even as a Bob Jones guy, that's not where we want to be. Even though I wasn't a part of the team last year, that's not where you want to be. We're a perennial playoff team. I think we've missed the playoffs 3 times in about 20 years, and so our standard is something that we set very, very high, and we work every day to go attain. And like you said, I mean, there's an expectation of Bob Jones and Madison, and our goal is to do what it takes to get back to that. And I just say we're going to get back to that. Put in the work that it takes to get to that standard, and and live to that standard every single day in everything we do, as student athletes first and foremost, but in life too. So again, Coach White did a great job, like you said, and we're just trying to build that and take these things to the next level.
The interesting thing about last season, I remember there was a lot of excitement after the first month of the season. It came out of the chute 4-0. And, when you look at the film and you're evaluating that stuff and you talk to Coach White after you took over and so on, is there any one thing that you kind of put your finger on that says this is where it kind of got sideways a little bit for this team?
Yeah, I mean, talking to Coach White, previous members on the staff, and obviously the players, I think more than anything is just putting your head down and staying the course every single day. I think they started really, really hot last year and had some really big wins early in the season. And champions continue that. They don't let success, in a short period of time define them. Not complacent, just trying to put one foot in front of the other. And we say it every single day. What's yesterday mean for today? Nothing. Good or bad. And so again, that's a mindset we take in. Each day is a brand new one. Each week's a brand new one. Each game's a brand new one. So again, just trying to stay to the standard every single day and not let 4 wins be enough. Our goal is 10 because we got 10 on the schedule.
That's absolutely right. Seth Parker with us here. Also brought along with him Brayson Albing and Jaden Rice. Tell me about these two guys that you brought here today. Give me a little bit of the 4-1-1 on that.
Yeah, I mean, these two guys are, two guys that really represent our program as well as they possibly could as young men, on the field, off the field, in the locker room. I just feel like these dudes are exactly what we want a Bob Jones Patriot to be. I mean, the way that they work, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they, present themselves to their teammates, it speaks for itself. And like I said, to me, these guys are guys that have played a lot on Friday nights. They've done what it takes to be successful, and in a lot of ways are the face of our program right now. And so, Brayson Albin right here, a long snapper and tight end for us. His biggest role for us is his tight end, but I think a lot of people know him as a snapper, but he's a lot more than that. He does a great job as a blocker, as a pass catcher, huge part of our run game, and just a great leader. Does an incredible job of leading by example. And then obviously we have Jaden Rice here, who's kind of our bell cow and has been that way for a couple years, and probably has more experience than I would argue most anybody in our region. There are probably 2 or 3 players in our region that have played as much football as he has, and so he's a big-time back that I think in our offense is going to be featured, and we're really excited about what's to come with him. And so, like I said, 2 guys that I knew as freshmen. I was only gone from Bob Jones for 2 years, and so coached them as freshmen and just think the world of them. And so obviously when you take a job like this, you put your eyes on guys like this, and again, 2 that we're going to lean on big time this year that honestly we'll only have 1 year with them, but I think their impact will be felt for years to come at Bob Jones football.
Jaden, let's talk a little bit about when you first found out that Coach Parker was coming back, and what was your thought? What went through your head when you heard he was returning to take over the reins?
Well, obviously I was excited at first, knowing that he just got to Priceville a couple years back. So I mean, I didn't expect him to lead and come back to Bob Jones, but I was just very happy that he did, and he chose what he chose.
Well, it's kind of a destination job, isn't it, Coach? I mean, it's one of those jobs that, of course, you're an alum, I mean, so for you, it's a big deal. But it's one of those jobs, not taking anything away from Priceville or anywhere else. But when this opportunity comes up, the facility and everything else, this is a big job.
Oh, yeah. And like you said, I mean, I'm an alum, and I grew up there. I grew up in the neighborhood right next to Bob Jones. And, of course, my dad was a principal there when I grew up. And so I've just spent, pretty much a lot of my life. I grew up inside the school, not in Madison, a lot of it inside the school. And more than that, you're so right. I mean, when it comes to high school football, taking bias away, yeah, I mean, in North Alabama, Bob Jones is, in my mind, yes, I am a little biased, but should be, one of the premier programs. And so absolutely a destination job. And when they came calling, whether it's home or not, it's very hard to turn down. And so I feel very blessed, very thankful to be, leading this program, and hopefully can do that for a long time.
Yeah, and Brayson, we want to see a lot more short snaps than long snaps from you. I would assume you do that too, right? You handle all of the snapping. More extra point field goal snaps.
That's right. We want a ton of them. No punts. No punts. How about that?
That's for sure. You're out there, you're playing tight end, you're a good-sized kid, obviously a big part of the running game as well, and then all of a sudden it's 4th down and they're screaming punt, 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 and you have to move to the inside and become the snapper. Just take us through your mindset when something like that happens? Because sometimes it's a guy that's coming off the bench, and in your case, you may be on the field at that point.
Yeah, you just got to clear your mind. You can't get into a rhythm with it because you're not out there continuously. It's not a every snap kind of thing. You have to be able to adapt and just go in the moment. You can't get too high with it, you get too low. You can't think about the last one. You just do the next one, and you trust what you do. And I trust myself with a lot. So.
Yeah. Do you know what's your time?
I snap around a .66.
On a short one?
Punt.
A what?
On a punt snap.
.66?
Yes, sir.
Hey, he's elite. I'm telling you now.
Wow.
He's elite.
Wow. Man, that is fast. That is a good snap, that's for sure. Jaden, talk about the running game. I mean, you are a guy that carries the ball a lot, and it doesn't seem like it really phases you much. I mean, is it, conditioning? Is it God-given ability? What is it that allows you to be able to play the number of snaps that you play at such a high level?
I would definitely say it's a God-given ability, but it's also the work I put in not just at football practice, but, waking up early Saturday, Sunday mornings, going on runs around the neighborhood, going to the gym, working out, just putting in all the extra work.
Yeah. Talk about leadership in terms of in the locker room and what the expectations is for you that now that you're a senior, how you try to impress upon the younger guys that Patriot football means something.
So I just try to tell them,
don't screw up my senior year.
I just tell them just to put in the same work that we're doing, and the results are just going to get better and better over time.
Is it something that you can kind of show through your own work in the weight room and so on? Is that something that helps, in terms of the example that you set for these guys?
Yeah, I would definitely say you got to set the right example. You can't go into the weight room and slack off. You can't set a bad example and expect them to be working harder than you if you're not going to set the right example. Mm-hmm. And I would say it's definitely a lead by example, but it's also you got to kind of take guys that are going to play a key role that are younger under your wing and kind of show them how to actually be a Bob Jones Patriot and what that needs to mean to them like it means to you.
Yeah. Coach, you come over from Priceville, you had some excellent success over there. And this is a little bit of a different 7A now. I mean, there have been, obviously there's some new teams in, there's some new teams gone, some teams that are coming up into 7A now, Hazel Green and Buckhorn and so on, that you'll play as a 7A school. Just talk about, the way the schedule sets up and the way you think this region looks.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of familiarity with all these teams. Obviously coaching in 7A Region 4 for a while under Coach White. And, like I said, being a Bob Jones Patriot as a high school player, we've played all those teams. And so, to be honest with you, the region looks a lot like it did when I was in high school. Got Buckhorn and Hazel Green back in the region. That's, old Madison County rivalries that have been going on for a long time. And so, in a lot of ways, it was odd when we weren't playing them. But now the same's true, kind of not playing Austin, or we do play Austin, just not in the region, and then not having Florence. And so, to me, I'd say more than anything, there's some familiarity there. But I think this region, what makes it so special is there's some really good football teams up here. I think we get a bad rap across the state. There's some really good football teams up here, and especially when we're playing one another, it's a very detailed region. And what I mean by that is, so many teams are so even, so equal in a lot of ways. And so week by week, you see a lot of, turmoil within the region. We kind of beat up on each other. And like last year, I mean, you saw that log jam at the top. So that's that just shows you kind of how even it is. But as a coach, you love that because, you feel like you got a great chance every Friday night. If you do what you're supposed to, you get your kids in the right position to do what they're supposed to. Of course, kids are the ones that are always going to win games and coaches lose them. But it's fun. And I'll tell you, it's exciting every week. And, of course, I got a lot of respect for all these coaches and all these schools. And as a Bob Jones kid, man, it means a lot for us to go out and beat JC, beat Huntsville, beat Grissom, teams like that we've grown up with. And I mean that with no disrespect. It is something that we pride ourselves in because you have played them for a year. They're long-standing rivalries and, like I said, been playing for decades. And so you want to continue that tradition.
Guys, Jaden, talk about the JC game because that's something for you guys. That's a you guys grew up with that. That's a big deal for you guys. Not so much for Coach. There was no JC when he was back there playing.
Oh, hey, I played in the very first.
Oh, you played the first one?
Very first one. It was
when I started here, there was no JC. That stadium was Patriot Stadium. You know?
Right.
There wasn't two schools sharing it, but it happens early in the year every year. It'll be week 3 this year. It's the first region game for you guys. But just talk about that rivalry and what that means, because I would imagine there are some guys over there that you might have went to school with in middle school and things like that.
Yeah. Well, it just obviously feels good. We want to win every single time that we play them. So, yeah, we put in all the hard work, not just only to beat JC, but just to keep on winning every single week.
Brayson, does it mean something more in your senior year a little bit that you want to leave with, make sure that you get that dub over those guys in your last year going out?
I would say it definitely means a little more to win that game, but it really means more to win every game. Every time we take the field, our goal is to win, and we can't prioritize one game over the other because they all still count as one win or one loss at the end of the season.
How much time did you spend coaching these guys?
Hey, not much,
to say?
Man.
I mean, come on, they're watching ESPN or something.
I'll say this. These are things we talk about this not today on the way over. We talk about these things all the time. That really is a huge part of what we try to do in the program is change the mentality of the way that we approach things. And I think kids get so caught up in social media and this or that, and it's do or die every single day. And while you want that urgency, I think we try to create a good mindset that they understand kind of what it means to play a 10-game season, and it's not about one night.
Right.
One night's not going to make or break your season. I mean, crap, you saw last year. I think we had a really, I say we, I wasn't a part of it, but these boys had a great game against James Clemens, had a big win, and at the end of the season, first round of the playoffs, we were sitting at home, and James Clemens was still playing. So it doesn't really mean a whole lot. It means a lot, but there's more to the season than just that.
Would you rather it be at the end of the year, though? Because I worry about a rivalry game that's too early in the year to where how that game ends up. That might hurt the preparation for the next one a little bit longer. You know what I mean? I don't want it stings a little bit more if you don't get it, and if you do get it, it maybe takes the focus away. We did what we came to do. We beat JC. Would you prefer to play that late, like the 9th week, before the last region game?
It depends. I mean, I really do think it's year by year. I will say this: I love the festivity, the spirit behind it here in our community early in the season. It being the 3rd game of the year. I think everybody's really still excited about football, and it's a great event for our community, both sides of town. So, there are years where I think it'd be awesome for us to both be undefeated as long-standing rivalries, undefeated, playing for the region championship in week 9 per se. And but no, it's awesome where it is. And like I said, I love having the whole community out there early in the year.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we are super excited about having you guys in our prime slot on Friday nights. It's going to be great to be covering the games. I'm excited to be able to come out there and do it. Coach, you'll be on with me every week, every Thursday. I don't know if you cleared your calendar yet from your class schedule or whatever.
It'll be clear.
But every Thursday we'll get you on for a couple of minutes as well, which will be good. And you know how it goes, man. We love you, win or tie.
That's right. Not lose. I understand. Hey, my wife says the same thing, so it's okay.
We're with you all the way. All right, guys, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
All right,
thank you for having us. Thank you.
Those are the Bob Jones Patriots, and again, they will be featured all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and I'm honored to be able to be the voice of the Patriots this year. And Tyler Johnson, former football coach himself, son of Hoss Johnson, he will be joining me on the coverage, and we'll certainly be looking forward to that when it all gets started with Hartzell on August 21st on the road at Hartzell. All right, we're going to get a break in here. When we come back, we'll keep the conversation going. I believe that the Buckhorn Bucks are up next. We'll talk to those boys right after this. This is special coverage on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Introducing The Golfist, Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Play over 2,000 courses with state-of-the-art simulator technology, perfect for golfers of all skill levels. For a limited time, grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month, or book with our grand opening pricing. It's the best value in Huntsville. Check us out at thegolfist.com.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, we love baseball almost as much as we love serving up the best and baddest burgers around. People have called our burgers totally insane. And at Bad Daddy's, we take that as a compliment. But it's not just burgers. Up first, starters like our fried pickles, wings, or poblano frites. Second, try one of Bad Daddy's giant chopped salads. Third, our famous chef-inspired burgers with lots of different taste options. And before you head home, finish up with one of our shakes or delicious banana pudding. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and Clift Farm in Madison.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to suck into perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we've got the hottest deals on the coolest rides in North Alabama during our summer sales event at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, get 0% financing, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost of maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Get up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining 25 Broncos. $10,000 off. While they last, get up to $7,000 off MSRP on 25 Bronco Sports. $7,000 off. Factory fresh new 26 F-150 STX crew cabs started under $41,000, and Lynn Layton Ford will never add any dealer dock fee or ridiculous upcharge. Don't miss out on 0%, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years, and $1,000 down payment assistance on a huge selection of new Fords. Hurry to Lynn Layton Ford in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or lynnlaytonford.com.
Join us next week for SEC Media Days 4 days, 16 teams. SEC Media Days coverage with Talkin' Ball, Tom Abraham, and The Drive. SEC football lives on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And welcome back out to SportsMed Stadium Club, high atop rainy Toyota Field. It's a good thing they're not playing a baseball game today, because they wouldn't be playing a baseball game today, that's for sure. I am Tom Abraham. It's our special coverage of High School Media Day out here. And next up in the car wash is the Grissom Tigers. Coach Judah, Preston Judah out here with us, along with Aeneas Thomas and Adam Krieger. Is that how you say it? Krieger or Krieger? Krieger? All right, Krieger is how you say it. Aeneas?
Yes, sir.
All right, so get that right. Aeneas Thomas, Adam Krieger. I have gotten the names wrong, trying to guess which one is which on every single kid that's come and sat down. It's just the way it has been, but what can I tell you? Coach, welcome in. How are you?
We're good, man. Thanks for having us. Thanks for putting this on for everybody.
Well, I think it's really something that's important for our region, for people to get to know these young men that are out here and these programs, as well as, we continue to build awareness of football in North Alabama. Let's be honest. 4 of our teams out of the 17 that are here today, 4 of them were playoff teams last year, and we need to change that. That's the big deal.
That's the goal.
Yeah, it is definitely the goal. Talk about your guys and what you've been doing in the offseason, and what are you doing to take that next step?
Working hard, man. I think everybody's kind of asked me, how's the offseason going? And my line that I've always led with is, well, we've lost 15 players. And everybody kind of looks at me crazy, and I'm like, no, that was the goal. That was the goal. They could talk about it in a minute, but our goal from November it's still kind of ongoing, was to just kind of ratchet up the tempo, ratchet up the intensity, kind of make it tough on them. Fix some of the cultural issues that we had, and make sure that the guys that we had in the boat were all rowing in the same direction. I think we've fixed the cultural issues that we kind of had when we came in, and the next step is teaching these guys how to be comfortable with success. We still, every once in a while, we had it last week, kid makes an interception and stands there like he didn't really know what to do, and that kid's sitting right over there, by the way. And I think it still surprises us a little bit when we've got success, and that's where I think we need to take the next step, is to be confident in the knowledge that we're a pretty daggum good football team, and success shouldn't surprise us.
Well, what's weird is, speaking of success, he came out of the chute last year and just thumped Lee. It was 35-0, and all of us who were working games and doing games and stuff are like, what is, whoa, Greedo, what's going on with Grissom over there? And that was it.
Well,
it was so weird.
We shot our shot early, and I think
great offseason set up for that game.
100%. Yeah, we were prepared for week 0. Yeah, that's the goal this year, is to sustain that a little longer this year. Yeah, so.
Well, talk about how you do change a culture like that. I mean, part of it's personnel, obviously, and then you got to get the dudes that are left to buy in on the program, and that there's a good reason to have pride in Tiger football.
Well, I think it starts with little things, in taking pride in the little things. And we talk a lot in our program about how the way you do one thing is the way that you do everything, and making sure that that the values that we're teaching to our kids are reinforced by the adults. That's been a big priority this year, is bringing in good coaches. We added Coach Chad McGee, former head coach at James Clemens, DC at Hoover, to be the DC this year. We've got a tremendous young defensive back coach, Rondell Cole, who came over from Sparkman. And I think, you can tell a lot about a program about where they put their money at, is where their priorities are. And for us, it's in our staff. Coming forward this year, because I've been in programs where if you're trying to promote culture and you're the lone voice in the wilderness, it gets difficult to reinforce it. But when they can see grown men, really great role models, practicing what we're preaching to them, I think that it filters down. And then the first group that it filters down to is these guys. And these guys are tremendous leaders. And again, we talk about how good programs are coach-led, great programs are player-led, and trying to work on that. And there's been some physical reminders about what the cultural values are, but then we've done a lot of mental work too, and I think it's just getting, like I said, everybody rowing in the same direction.
Two, you talk about staff. I mean, you got the bygone coach of the Florida Gators as a Grissom Tiger, right? John Summerall. Yeah. I mean, that's got to be a source of pride. I mean, I don't know if you have an opportunity ever to talk to him or whatever, but he seems to be somebody who's very proud of his roots, in North Alabama, but for your program itself, it reflects upon, and there's been some great players that have come through Grissom as well. Doesn't it reflect upon that, this is a place where there's history, man. Yeah. And we got the coach at the Florida Gators played here.
And we've had Grissom Tiger history lessons over the last year, because that's true. I mean, in the same calendar year, we had a former Grissom alum become the head coach at the University of Florida, and we had Khalil Saunders, who graduated in 2020, be signed with the Miami Dolphins. I don't know how many programs in North Alabama had kids that are going to be playing in the NFL next year, and we had one of them. And it kind of ties back into, we can't be surprised when we have success. We can't, Jason Swains, the Khalil Saunders, the Tyler Weavers. There have been guys who have been really. Jason Bosley started at center at Auburn for 3 years. We sent 4 guys to play college ball last year. I mean, this is a program that we should be proud of, because we're from a community that we should be proud of. South Huntsville, I think, is the jewel of Huntsville, and we've got to get a little bit of that back. Now, the easiest way to get all that back is to start winning ball games, right? And I think we're poised to kind of take a step on that this year, I hope.
Aeneas Thomas and Adam Krieger. Krieger, am I saying it right or not, Adam?
It's Krieger.
Krieger.
Yes, sir.
All right, Adam Krieger are here. We'll start with you, Adam, since I screwed your name up twice. Talk about that. I mean, because it was tough last year, and it's a scenario where a lot of guys could just pack up and walk away. You come into the program here, and you're this year, and are looking at, helping to grow this thing. Just talk about what you feel like your role is in that.
I feel like as my role, like Coach Judah said, the best teams are player-led. So I feel like for us to really be a great team and to really be a good team in Alabama, we need to have a player-led team. So I've been focusing a lot on picking up guys around the weight room, picking up guys on the field, and just trying to be that loud voice on the field that tells people where to go and what to do at all times.
I'm going to guess linebacker.
Yes, sir. I am.
Good guess. I coached linebackers in college. I know what one looks like. Linebacker. All right. Inside or outside?
I'm an inside linebacker.
Inside linebacker. All right. So I'm going to ask you the question I ask all the linebackers. I'm going to let you drop into the curl zone. Tight end's coming across the middle. You're going to pick him off and house it. Or coach is going to send you through the A gap, and you're going to strip sack the quarterback. Which one are you taking?
A gap.
Every single linebacker 100%. Says that. Every single linebacker.
Here's what's crazy. You're about to ask the defensive end the same question, and he's going to want to drop in.
He wants to drop into coverage.
That's
what it is. And yes, when you look at it, I mean, it all starts really with defense. because if you can play great defense, you're giving your team a chance to win at least. You know what I mean? And so that you two guys, part of the responsibility of something like that. Just talk about. Trying to get that unit to the point where, if we only allow 10, 14, 16 points a game, we got a chance to win a lot of football games.
Yes, sir. So, I would say,
Well, I think you grabbed the wrong headset. Grab that one there. I think that one is not hooked up right now. There you go. Yeah, grab that one there, and then we'll get you hooked up there.
Does this work?
There you go. Yeah, now we can hear you.
I say for the defense, I would say defensive line, we're big on stop run this year, but a lot. We need to work on dropping coverage and stopping.
What about as a unit, though? I mean, as an entire unit in terms of feeling like you guys can lead the team a little bit.
Oh yeah, me 10-9.
Yeah,
I feel like we can lead the defense. We take a lot of ownership and leadership, I would say, for going on this upcoming year. But
how do you lead in the locker room, in the weight room? How do you keep the poison out? Because let's be honest, right? You got to keep the poison out.
Yes, sir.
Because guys look at it and say, what happened last year? What is it? The things that you can do to help with that?
I just encourage my family, my brothers every day, like 110 every day. We don't have time to sit down and be tired or give up or feel like basically we don't have time for excuses. Basically, we were 1-9 last year, so I feel like there's no excuse that we should be like, I don't feel like working out today, or just making sure we pick up the slackers, like Coach Judah said, make sure who's all in the boat willing to row and who's not, get out the boat.
Yeah, I like that rowing the boat mentality. Everybody rowing in the same direction, Coach. And, part of the deal is when you have a team that has struggled, often you can walk the hallways and see kids that you need and that aren't playing because they don't, they don't want to be a part of it or whatever. How do you get through that just around the building to say, hey, come and join us and help us turn this thing around?
I think it's two things. One, it's a natural cycle. It'll cycle itself out if you take care of the field thing. And you can beat your head trying to go again into the hallways, but I think what we do a really good job of is we take care of our guys. We tell them, listen, we're going to put you through a struggle, but we're doing it because we care about you. I end every practice, and I learned this from Irvin McGuire when I was over with him over at Lee High School, but we end every practice with me saying, if nobody's told you today, I love you. And when I first did that at Lee with Irv, I thought it was kind of disingenuous. It's like, I don't know these kids. What does that mean? Well, and he reminded me one time, we've got kids in our building that nobody at home says I love you, or they don't get that every day. And I think it's important that our guys know that we mean that. And so we take care of our family. And so I think, we've had guys who've come over from other programs, particularly from the baseball program this year. We picked up a couple. Coach Brown does a great job with our baseball program. And those guys are culturally ready to plug and play because of how he does his program. But they've become in, and you can tell they enjoy being a part of the program because of the way we treat our guys. And I think that the word of mouth spreads. And then the other thing you've got to do is you've got to do a tremendous job. It's not recruiting, but you got to take care of your feeder pattern. You got to make sure that every kid that's coming from your feeder pattern that can play football, you get them plugged into the program. And I'm lucky to have 3 really good middle school coaches who have worked with me to ID the guys we got to make sure that we get so that we don't start that attrition before they walk into the building.
Yeah. We call it Overreaction Monday, Adam. And so everybody overreacts this time of the year. We all feel good going into the season, but just talk about the vibe that you feel around the team. Because you can have a losing record doesn't mean you're losers. You know what I mean? There's a difference between those two things. Talk about just what you feel, is building over there.
The main thing I feel is just like a complete difference from last year. It's like a complete turnaround. Last year I felt like, we all went in and we had this big mindset that we wanted to be big, but in the back of everyone's mind, it was sort of like, well, we're Grissom, and Grissom doesn't do good when we go into the season. And I feel like this year has just been a complete turnaround of confidence, and like, we can win games, we can do this, we're going to make playoffs this year, and just that whole different confidence this year. Yeah,
well, and that's true. I mean, you got to believe it, right? They say, right, if you think you're great or if you think you suck, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the kind of way that works. I understand. A little birdie told me that the G is going back on the helmet.
Yes, sir, it is. Talk about that. Yes, sir, it is. Well, I'm a Grissom guy, and I'm from this community, and you kind of referenced it. But when Grissom's been successful, and it's been successful in the past, that G is what you think of Grissom when you think of that G. The other thing you think of is John Summerall wearing a neck roll coming to knock your face off, right? And so to me, bringing back the G was a little bit about bringing the community back into the school, but also trying to bring back that kind of blue-collar, South Huntsville toughness back into the program. And that's what I hope, the wins and losses are going to come. I think we're doing the right things program-wise to get us going in the right direction. It's going to take a while, but I think we're doing that. But nothing else. I want when teams wake up on Saturday morning, they've felt it. You know what I mean, playing us. And I think that physicality, bringing in Coach McGee, I think on the defensive side in particular, we're going to ring some bells this year, I hope.
I was born and raised in a Cleveland Browns family, so I've always, since the day I showed up, loved your gear.
What did I tell the freshmen the other day? Brown is beautiful.
Oh, man, Brown is beautiful. I loved it. And there was a period of time when they started screwing around with the uniforms over there. Yeah. They were wearing black for the sake of black and all that. I'm like, just wear your gear. Just wear the brown over white. Wear the brown over brown once in a while if you want to do that. Right. Maybe break out an orange breeches. I don't care, but you're orange or brown. Stay orange or brown.
They've got one black set that was ordered when I wasn't there. And they actually were asking me about this today. I let them wear it one game last year. It was Halloween, because you can dress up on Halloween. That's it.
Yeah, but on Halloween you got the perfect Halloween uniform. Wear your orange on Halloween if you have it.
You'd have gone pumpkins.
All right, well, guys, we wish you the best of luck this season. Go out there. I know you can turn this around. I really do. I believe it. I believe there's athletes over there, and I believe there's kids that are going to want to play for this program. Get a few wins starting off the season, and you watch how the excitement can build over there for Grissom. And lean into your history, because you do have some great history. There's no doubt about it. Yes, Coach, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. There you go. That is Coach Preston Judah with Aeneas Thomas and Adam Krieger. I got it right. I wasn't sure 100%, but I got it right. All right, up next is Buckhorn. We'll talk to them and their guys right after this. You're listening to a special edition of SEC or of High School Media Day, not SEC Media Day. That's next week. Back with more right after this.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Travel accommodations for 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, provided by University Kia. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact meteorologist Emily Owen. A few passing showers could be possible for this Monday night across the Tennessee Valley. Low temperatures will be falling into the low 70s for the overnight. Heading into our Tuesday, another day full of rain and thunderstorms. High temperatures warm into the mid-80s for the afternoon.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
No Wi-Fi? How are we going to stream the game?
Mom, I have a research project due.
How are we going to make dinner?
Don't let power outages send your family into a meltdown. Get a Generac generator from Current Electrical. We keep your lights on and your Wi-Fi on. Visit gensuperstore.com or call 256-880-1880. Trust us, your family will thank you.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
ALCert number 21014. Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You know what your problem is? And welcome back out to SportsMed Stadium Club. I am Tom Abraham, anchoring another segment here of High School Media Day. All right, two of you are going to share that stick mic there, and one of you is going to put that other mic on. So there you go. You guys get your stuff together there. And this is a segment that I've been looking forward to because I've had the pleasure for the last 4 years of doing Buckhorn Bucks football. Won't be doing it this year, but David Green has got this program going in the right direction after this past season. And, it just was a completely different looking deal this year. And he brought along with him Ryan McAllister and Brian Duradola and Malachi Elliott. We'll get to those guys in a minute, but we'll start out with the coach. And, Coach, how are you, man?
Doing great. Had an OTA today, so just been
How'd
all
that
over
go?
the place.
That go good?
Went well, yeah, went really well. So got a lot of reps in, got some good work. Austin does a really good job. They're coached very well, and we appreciate them having us out there.
Talk about the new facility over there, too, the new field and everything. That's got to be something amazing.
Yeah,
are you guys practicing on that a lot, or
no,
are you're staying off it?
Technically, we can't get on it. It's not. There's still some things happening. Okay. The turf is done, but we've had some rain. We actually had some flooding there, in June, and that kind of set some things back. So we're waiting on like drainage, electrical, and some things like that. But as soon as we get the green light, we'll be on it.
It's going to be ready for game one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You guys get things started over there.
Yes.
It wouldn't be the first time something like that didn't come through, but I'm glad that that'll be ready to go. I was so impressed with what you did last year in year one, because this was a program, Matt Patterson had it going in the right direction, but it was very much an offensive type team, and defense, was a secondary thing. It felt like that way anyway. You came in, and then all of a sudden, in a matter of weeks, we realized that this is a great defensive team now. And, man, when you can play defense, it keeps you in every game.
Yes, sir.
Just talk about that mentality that was changed there, where went from being a team that scored a lot of points to being a team that was hard to play. You're just hard to play Bucks.
The biggest thing that we wanted to do when we came in was establish this idea of being elite and competing in everything that we do. So from an offense and a defense standpoint, we would have some battles in practice, and it kind of it allowed us to prepare and be ready to go. We compete as much as we can. And really emphasizing with our guys to kind of do, to perform at a high level at all times.
Yeah, well, there was no doubt about that, and we're able to do that. And it's a jump now up to 7A.
Yes, sir.
Different looking deal, different looking teams on the schedule. A few familiar faces there. Hazel Green goes with you to 7A, but just talk about the challenge now because in reality, you could be a better team than last year and end up with the same record.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing we focus on is what we can control, and that's just what we can do every day. Yes, we are in a new region. Yes, we are moving up to 6A, but we want to control what we can, compete, and get better, and that's kind of where we put our focus in for that.
Talk about you have a unique perspective because you're from the Birmingham area. You've coached down there as well, and we have 4 playoff teams. You were one of 4 playoff teams of the 17 that are here today. Out of North Alabama, and so it's been a struggle to compete with the Birmingham area schools, and then of course downstate Mobile and Montgomery and that area. What do you see as the big difference, and why not us? What is the next step for North Alabama teams to start going deep into the playoffs?
Well, I think that I don't think the drop-off is as far as we think it is. We just have to continue to work hard, continue to improve our facilities, and continue to compete at the highest level that we can. But the things about that have kind of gone on down there, and the development of things that are happening here, I think that we have an opportunity that if that presents itself, that things can change.
Yeah, and they can change. There's no doubt about it. Part of changing it is these 3 guys that you brought: Ryan McAllister, Brian Duradola, and Malachi Elliott. Tell me about these guys a little bit.
These are 3 guys that have when I got there last spring, these were some of the first guys that I talked to. They really bought into what we try to emphasize, what we preach from a culture standpoint, from everything that we do. And they've done a really good job this year. They've had a great spring. We've had a really good summer so far. And these are 3 guys that represent our team very well.
Malachi, let's start with you, and just talk about the off-season program and what's going on, during the off-season in terms of getting ready to go this year.
Yes, sir. I love the weight room. That's where I live.
I could tell.
It's just I've always been a little stronger, so obviously just continue in the weight room, continue getting stronger, but I've also been working a lot more agility and speed to kind of catch up with that strength and heaviness.
You've been kind of a Swiss Army knife, player for the team. Where do you see yourself fitting in this year?
This year we've gone to the other side of the ball. So
really,
yeah,
okay.
I'm on the D line right now, and I've really enjoyed it so far. One of my favorite things about football is just hitting people, and you get to do it every play. So I've really, really enjoyed that. I've kind of it's been fun being able to rotate in different positions because I'm not just doing D-end or tackle. I'm doing nose. I'm doing D-end. I'm kind of just going wherever I'm needed, and that's been really, really enjoyable.
Yeah. Rylan, talk about your offseason and your work going into the season.
Just working on being the best player I can be for the team, really. Getting bigger, faster, stronger.
Playing tight end again or
linebacker?
Linebacker
yes, sir.
This year, yeah.
The program that these coaches have put in the weight room, on the field, whatever it is, I feel like it's benefited the entire team. Just everybody's gotten bigger, faster, stronger, I feel like the way we handle the weight room, the way we go about it's led to changes on the field that we needed.
Yeah. And, Brian, you were one of the surprises last year. It was like this Dola kid. I mean, there were some receivers out there and different guys vying for spots. You came out of the slot, it seemed like, quite a bit and did a lot of stuff. And, do you feel like, Coach felt like he had to bring one offensive guy? I guess he'll bring me.
No, I didn't feel like that. I feel like he could have brought any of our wide receivers, anybody, and then we all represent the same person, the same build, because the mentality that they're changing in the locker room is amazing. I'm seeing guys go out there in the field after practice, after workout, getting extra work in, and before nobody would touch the field, and now you see pretty much almost all the team there, just random days, just days you wouldn't even expect. You think I'm gonna be the only one here, but you see other people there, and you're like, it's changing around here, and I like that about Coach and what he's really doing around here.
Now, you're a junior or senior this year?
I'm going to my senior year.
You're going into senior year.
Yeah,
you got everybody's of a senior here. And is that why you didn't bring Cortez, by the way? Because you save him. I'll bring in my seniors. Let's save that kid for a little while.
These guys have worked really hard to be in the position that they're at, so I want to allow them to be able to come out here and represent us.
Talk about leadership. All of you, talk about leadership in the room, because this is, before your class came in, Buckhorn was in a bad way. I mean, for a number of years was in a bad way. Under Coach Patterson, you started winning some. Now you won again, even bigger last year. So this is a whole nother deal. You guys know winning, for the most part during your tenure. So just talk about leadership and how, you work with the young guys and have them understand what it takes to be a winner.
Well, I think the big change in leadership over, especially this year and last year, was these coaches have pushed it that the players need to lead the team, not just the coaches. We need to take accountability and get everybody to do it the right way, and not just have the coaches get on people. We all try to lead each other. It's not just older guys leading younger guys. The younger guys even hold older guys accountable if it needs to happen. So I think that's a big change in the leadership from years past.
Yeah, and it's and I would think, from your standpoint, from the offensive side of the ball, same thing. You got a young quarterback. You still got your young quarterback back next year, right?
Yeah,
Junior Parker's back next year. He's a junior now, so he's like an old junior because he's been playing since he was a freshman.
Oh yes,
right. He played quite a bit as a young kid. So, but just talk about that and offensively, last year was the transition year. You had lost those big receivers. Those guys went. You guys took over, and now you're veterans. Talk about how you lead.
I think we just lead by just showing a good example to the younger generation, and when something bad happens, to just not just get down in our feelings and not go to the next play, and it'll get better with time comes, and we're all gonna learn eventually. And I think with Parker is, since he started at a young age, I think growing into the whole thing, he's gonna mature really good and be a really good fit for us.
Yeah, you don't let him make any of them rookie mistakes anymore now, right? I mean, you tell him that. I mean,
he does a really good job for us.
You love a kid that has the confidence to fire the ball in there, but sometimes you look at him and say, "Are you thinking you could really throw it right through that guy or what?"
He does a really good job. He works really hard on his craft, so we have a lot of trust in him.
Spins the ball really well. He's a very skilled, type of kid. And you guys ran the ball really well last year. You kind of came out and you pounded the ball well, and I would think that that's part of the mindset. It felt like, Saturday morning, whoever you had played the night before, they knew that they had played the Bucs.
Yes, that's one of the things we try to hang our hat on, is being a physical team, and just trying to compete and be better than what we are the day before.
Yeah. And I would imagine defensively, that's what you guys look to do, as well, is to disrupt. There were a lot of sacks out of that defense last year, and there's a lot of talent over there that's not named Cortez Carr. A lot of other guys that can contribute and do a really nice job as well. So I would imagine from a unit, you guys starting up front and with the front seven want to kind of lead the way.
Yes, sir. I mean, obviously before every game, we pray for safety for both teams. We're not going out there just to hurt people. Mm-hmm. But we do, like Coach said, we take pride in being physical. We're not going to injure nobody, but we're going to leave some bumps. We're going to leave some bruises. We really enjoy, I guess, the kind of physical reputation that Buckhorn has, and we're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. Now, you're playing linebacker this year, did you say? Right, you're playing linebacker, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you the linebacker question because I coached linebackers in college, so I always want to ask the linebacker question. We'll see if he gives us the right answer. Yeah, outside or inside?
Inside.
Inside. Okay, all right. So inside linebacker. So I'm going to give you two options. One, you can drop into the curl zone. Got a tight end coming across the middle. You intercept the ball and house it, right? Girls go nuts. You get a date that night. I mean, it's all good, right? Or two, coach says hit the A-gap, blitz the A-gap, strip sack on the quarterback. Do you want the strip sack or do you want the pick six?
We ain't doing it for the dates. We're doing it for the hits. So we coming through that A-gap.
Every single linebacker I've talked to says, I want the blitz. Nobody wants a pick six. They don't want the band playing or anything. They just want to blitz and hit a quarterback.
Now, if I am going to hook the curl and I see that ball coming, we're going to try the best to catch it and take it back.
So do you go for the ball or you go for the head? You go for the head.
It depends on where it's at. If I catch that ball, we're trying to pop a stiff arm, though. Once or twice, though.
Well, guys, I appreciate you. I'm going to miss you guys this year. I will see you. I think when you play Bob Jones, I'll see you in that game, and maybe I'll catch you in a couple of other games as well. But I really appreciate you, and I know you're going to have a great season this year. Go get them, Coach, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate what you guys do for us, man. Y'all do an outstanding job.
Grab some food. There's still some food left over there. It might be cold, but that's okay. You can still eat.
We'll go eat.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
There you go. That's the Buckhorn Bucks, and I think I'm expecting some big things out of the Bucks this year. All right, that takes us right to the top of the hour. There's another hour to come here. Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond will be sitting in. You'll hear from some of the other teams that are here as well that you haven't heard from yet, and they'll get all of that in coming up here over the next 45 minutes to an hour or so, pretty much take up the final hour here. This is always such a fun thing to do, and it's always great to talk to these young men about what their plans are for the upcoming season. As I say, I call it Overreaction Monday, and this is definitely a time to overreact as to what's going to happen in this upcoming year. We'll come back with more right after this. It's 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
This is Jen with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Y'all need to come join us. We have so many fun things every night of the week. From Monday night, steak night, Tuesday night, karaoke, Wednesday night, we have Singo Bingo, Thursday night is bike night. Of course, we've got live music on the weekends, so y'all come join us. Meridian Street Crossing, we've got Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Come on next door to the Rocket City Honky Tonk, where we've got honky tonk music all night long. Y'all come join us. We'd love to see you.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
My, oh my, how time flies. We have been here inside the SportsMed Stadium Club since 7 a.m. this morning. It's our Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Days, and we are rolling right along. We're in the final hour. We are down the home stretch. This is the fourth quarter. We are trying to push that ball across the goal line, and our coverage continues on as we move along County Line Road. The James Clemens Jets have landed here at the High School Football Media Days. Head coach Juan Johnson and company, Drew, and a lot to talk about when we talk about James Clemens.
Yeah, it's a perennial playoff program, one that's used to success, used to winning. Really, if you want to talk about the latter half of 7A in the last plus decade, they kind of dominated 7A Region 4, and it all started with Wade Waldrop and then Chad McGehee, and then our next guest, Juan Johnson. They had a really good first year under him last year, and it'll be year 2 under his leadership. And he's brought 3 outstanding young men with him today. And then we're going to talk some Jets football with him now. Coach, it's great to see you. I know you guys had a big time, a senior lunch today?
We had a senior lunch in today. It was really good.
And, I thought you dressed up just for media days.
He did that too.
I did that too. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
And then they brought 2 helmets. You know?
And they brought 2 helmets. Yes, I love the look.
Yeah, there you go. But Coach, talk for the listeners who maybe aren't as familiar with how your stamp on the program. What is that senior luncheon all about?
It's just about coming together. We're late in July. You want to kind of bring that group back together. We've got about 5 months left together, and then they're going to kind of be off onto their own lives. So we want to enjoy our time together, and hopefully that group kind of brings the team together, and we kind of, again, put our stamp on County Line football for 2026.
Talk about the 3 gentlemen that are here with you today.
I mean, you have MJ Gideon, our running back. We have Malachi Cooper, and we have Miles Yarbrough. Great leaders, great men at the very start of it, and how they talk and how they embrace themselves, how they show up and work every single day. We've kind of put our foundation on them. In year 2, I expect to see them lead, and I won't say less mistakes, but, just be more consistent about what we do day in and day out.
And then what was your focus? I mean, I know you went to work less than probably a week after the first round playoff defeat that they suffered against Fairhope, because you had a good regular season, but it's all you want to have postseason success as a program that's had it. But what was kind of your thought process after you went back and self-scouted, and what was the area that you've kind of concentrated on improving in the offseason?
Finish. You look at our games, even from the Fairhope game, the Homewood game the week before, the Florence game. It was all about finishing late in the fourth quarter. We had our opportunities. We've got to make those plays, and a lot of our off-season really trajectory was built off of how we finished in that fourth quarter, in the last 10 minutes of the workout. Even finishers from the weight room standpoint of just maxing out, whether it be 135 pounds or 225, whatever the case may be, we want to finish what we do. We try to ingrain it in this off-season.
Well, and then that goes to you guys then, and we're going to hold that mic right up there. What did you learn? And Coach is talking about that fourth quarter and the drive and everything. What did you guys take away from last year that has kind of propelled you to maybe work a little bit and prevent that collapse there in the fourth from not holding on?
And before you speak, just introduce yourself and let the listeners know your year of like a senior, and then just introduce yourself to the audience.
Well, I'm Malachi Cooper. I'm the left tackle of the James Clemens Football Jets. And when it comes to finishing in the fourth quarter, I think it just comes down to how bad we want it at the end of the day. And we just need to continue to drive and push through with physicality.
MJ, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll say what he said. Just how bad do you want it? Like, it just matters. I feel like the physicality, and it's just going to show how bad, who wants it more late in the finish.
I'm Miles Yarbrough. I'm a safety for James Clemens. For me, I also think it's about being student-player-led, because us last year, we were in the fourth quarter, and we didn't have any leadership step up, to hold us accountable. Right. I feel like this year we need to be able to do that.
Coach, when you hear that part of it, what goes through your mind as the head coach?
To be honest, I think they understand what we wanted, and we kind of not really ingrained it in them, but we talked about it from our mindset meetings. We meet every Wednesday and talk about a word of the week, and they kind of understood where we wanted to go, where we want to be as a program, what we want November to look like. At the end of the day, people remember what you do in November. And we started in January, and we're kind of right now we're getting into that kind of like a halftime portion. Even though the season's starting, the team is being built in that offseason portion from January to May. We tried to play a team in our spring game, play Clay Chalk probably the best high school football team in the state. They'll be a top 25 team in the nation based on ESPN and all the rankings. But we wanted to put the best of the best in front of them so they understand, hey, we can go toe-to-toe with anybody in the state, anybody in the nation, and understand that if we'll finish and do those things, we'll have a chance to win ball games.
And playing Clay Chalk, there's no question that is a measuring stick, because in 6A, and I guess they're going to move down to 5, they have kind of dominated themselves. They've even been able to beat Thompson. They've been able to compete with anybody. So as you've watched your team and reviewed that tape, you talked about finishing. What was the area that you thought that they came the farthest in the spring practice and when y'all were preparing?
I think just from the very beginning of the game there, you saw us be a lot more consistent on offense. Our ability to move the ball. We talk about finishing. We had 2 red zone drives that stalled against Clay Chalkville. It's the difference in us scoring 2 touchdowns and not scoring. It stayed there a little bit, but from understanding that they can play with some of the best players in the state of Alabama, I think they were able to do that. And then from a defensive standpoint, we were really competitive, made a lot of plays out there in space, which, again, there's a 4th down stand there on like the half-yard line. I still say you didn't get in. that our kids, it was a stalemate there.
Yeah.
And we kind of established ourselves. When you go back and you watch the game, you're like, all right, if we make 1 or 2 more plays, there's a difference in how things operate there.
I got to ask you guys, the players, have you gotten used to not saying 7A? Have you gotten used to being – because, you guys have grown up around 7A football. That's all you've ever known. You're still playing some of the same teams, but now you're 6A. Have you gotten used to that?
It's a little weird. Sometimes I'll still trip up, say 7A, even though it's not a thing. But at the end of the day, we compete, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And then,
your thought – hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
To me, 7A, 6A, I don't think too much about it. I just think about the football, the teams, and – just playing football.
Has it changed for you at all, MJ?
No, not really. I just think of the same, honestly. Just more teams and more, one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then what I was going to say, the schedule has changed a little bit, Coach. We kind of talked to Jimmy Gay about this. The region's a little different. You pick up Buckhorn, you pick up Hazel Green. You don't have Austin anymore. There's been some teams rotate off the schedule. What are your thoughts about it? Because last year it was a crazy region. It was, up for grabs till the very last week.
It comes down to a tiebreaker last year. Obviously, with the move-in teams, Buckhorns had a really good football program, a playoff team there in the old 6A, which is the new 5A, however you want to look at it. They've got a tremendous program in what they do and a highly competitive program. I expect them to kind of step up and do some things really well.
Right.
But there's really good football being played in this area. The team across town there in Bob Jones for us. You take Grissom, you take Huntsville High, you take all these teams that are going to be highly competitive. We've got to show up every week and be consistent about what we do.
What is and what will be the greatest strength of this team on the offensive side or defensive side, do you think, this year?
I'm going to start with the Hogs. It starts up front. If they talk about physicality, I preach it every single day. I think our offensive line will return 5 starters. They'll be really good about what they do and understanding what we want this year, whether it be gap scheme, zone scheme, and their adjustments about what we do daily. And I think our defensive front, we have some really good seniors in Ryan Queen and Max Berkler that have really stepped up this offseason and kind of established themselves that both last year had previous injuries that I expect to play really well this year.
And then, obviously, skill spots. MJ is going to be a big part of the offense, running the football. But you had a quarterback that showed a lot of growth last year. Talk about the QB spot and what do you expect out of it?
I expect him to be very consistent. Evers did a tremendous job last season of orchestrating the offense. That was very different from what we asked him to do. Obviously, I thought he was really good in the quick game this spring. We've got to get a little better in the intermediate and our deep ball concepts, and we'll be fine. I think Alex Gonzalez was our leading returning receiver. I think he had 600 yards last year, 34 receptions.
He can go.
He does a really good job out in space. But we've got, I call them the sophomore sensations. There's Kamari Lampkin, Isaac Johnson, Mark Caden. There are going to be some names that'll pop up that'll surprise you this year.
No question.
What is something that you do look, and we talked about the strengths. Where's one area or maybe two areas that you do want to get better at as far as consistency on the field goes? We talked about the fourth quarter stuff. We talked about, finishing strong, but inside the X's and O's wise, where is something that you can say, okay, we got to get better at?
We've got to get better at tackling in space and foot speed. Those are the things that when you go back and you look at the Fairhope game where I thought they kind of created a little bit of a separation there in the third quarter was foot speed there in the third quarter and us being able to tackle in space, and they were able to do that with their really good players. But we try to address those issues in the offseason about how we do things in shorts, whether it be box drills or different things. But we wanted to address those issues and make our kids adequately more prepared and understanding what they need to do in the game.
And then MJ, it's hard to believe that, I can remember, you kind of coming on the scene when you were a sophomore and doing a really good job already going into your senior year. It goes by quick, but talk about your goals for the season and for the team and stepping up as a leader a little bit.
I want to be more vocal, try to be more vocal than last year, just help people, just be more vocal legally-wise and lead more. And the goal, I feel like the goal is the blue map at the end, play 15 games and bring the team on, help the team, and I feel like we should be really good this year.
What would it mean for this team to make a deep run in the playoffs? North Alabama football, Class 7A football, notoriously, we don't make great runs, and that's the thing. There's a stigma that with this 7A region, now 6A region, we're great during the regular season. It's a physical brand of football, but when we get into the playoffs, we just don't have the success.
For me, I tell kids all the time they're good enough. From day one when I walked in, we talked about the talent in which we have there. We just got to get our mindset right that once we get into those opportunities, we maximize the opportunity while it exists.
Yeah.
Our goal, obviously, this year, you're going to see expansion of the 6A playoffs. They'll get 6 teams in. I know MJ talked about playing 15 games. I'd like to play 14 instead. Because if you play 14, that means you're first or second in the region.
Okay.
So that's kind of the goal. The goal is to play 14. You get a bye the first round. So there's some uniqueness to that. But just being confident about what we do. You'll hear me talk about, hey, just be confident. And I think if our confidence shows almost like quiet confidence to an extent of we show up, we understand what we need to do. We just got to be consistent in doing it and go out regardless of, again, teams from Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile, Dothan, Auburn, Opelika area. We really don't care.
I'm going to ask you this, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want. Did the state get it right by doing the public-private split, do you think?
Do you want my real opinion?
Share it.
All right, this is my real opinion. I'm 21 years in. I remember when there was just 1A through 6A. In 2009, 2010, I was the defense coordinator at Stanhope Belmore. I remember the big discrepancies that you had. I was at Stanhope Belmore. Prattville had more boys than we had students at Stanhope, and we were both 6A. So I've seen that big discrepancy. Yeah. I've also seen the discrepancy whenever I would have won 3 high school state championships had it not been for private schools. We won 1 in 2000. UMS Wright beats us. St. Paul beats us my freshman year, whatever the case may be. So I've seen that issue, and I see the issue now, and the gap has just become this is a big difference. Even in the split, I don't think they got the split totally right. But, again, that's the HSA. I don't think Houston Academy playing McGill-Tulane is going to be fair, but, hey.
Right.
Yeah. So do I think it needed to be fixed? Yes. Do I think it needed to be addressed? Because you have small towns that have their best high school football teams, whether it be in Jackson, Alabama, Brewton, Alabama, Grove Hill, Alabama, and all of a sudden a private school in a major city creates an issue for them. Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, obviously everybody gets to do what's best for their kid. It just kind of creates issues there. So do I think they got it right? Yes and no.
And then I guess as we're wrapping it up here with Coach Juan Johnson and the young men from James Clemens, how much better do you think in year 2 this team can be?
I think this team can be as good as they want to be from the standpoint if we'll go to work every day, be highly consistent. We return 8 starters on offense. We got 5 on defense. We've got great senior leadership. There's 25 kids that I really think believe in each other. and they go about their work day to day, and they do it for each other. And I think in the fall, and late in this fall and in November, we'll be able to see that.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming today. Very well done. Very well spoken. Coach, you should be proud of these young men right here. They've represented the James Clemens program very well.
And good luck in 6A.
Yes.
They're great young men. We talk about books and ball on County Line. I know oftentimes we've got a kid that's committed to Vandy, a kid that's about to commit to the Citadel. We got a kid that's possibly committing.
Well, we just broke some news there.
To an Ivy League there. So, I mean, we talk about books and ball. We feel like we have the best brand of football in North Alabama from a ball standpoint, but we also believe in our academics there on County Line. And I think we're like top 2 school in the state from an AP standpoint, ACT standpoint. So we do a really good job in Madison City schools and what we bring forth.
What color scheme of the Ivy League are we looking at? Not team. What color scheme? Green and white.
Okay.
There you go.
I know which one
If you can figure out what Ivy League school green and white is, there you go.
Yeah, I think it starts with a D.
Coach, thank you so
but
much
I'm
for sitting in.
I'm a football nerd, so I would know that.
All right, thanks for sitting in. James Clemens Jets. All right, let's get a break in. More of the High School Football Media Day around the corner.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years, and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name, understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to suck into perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to Baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Hyundai Decatur, located on the Beltline.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Welcome back in. High School Football Media Days rolling right along here. It's the 2026 Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Days coming to you from Toyota Field. We're down to just 37 minutes. We started this thing, you and I did, Drew, at 7 o'clock this morning here from the Sports Med Stadium Club here at Toyota Field. We started at 7 o'clock this morning. We had our first high school teams on set with you at 9:30. We had Hayden Henderson on at 9 from Sports Med and Mark Russell, the executive director from the Huntsville Sports Commission, on at 9:15. So we really started this day at 9 a.m., and we have been going strong ever since.
I've been here since 4-7.
Well, we've been here. We got here at 6:15 this morning, and we delivered coffee to our good friend Annika from down there with the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
And
she
we
delivered
appreciate
there goes everybody. There goes our fearless friends from the Huntsville Sports Commission.
Yeah, our
they're
interns are
done
leaving.
for the day. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Two of them are interns. 3 of them are not.
Or full-timers.
Yeah, they're full-time. So
part of the full-time staff, and so we're looking forward to finishing up our radio coverage here from the Huntsville and Madison County football media days. I believe the next squad we're going to have up is going to be the Madison Academy Mustangs, and we've been honored to be a part of the Madison Academy Mustangs for many, many years on 97.7 The Zone, including the entire tenure of Hall of Fame coach Bob Godsey. They got to the second round a year ago, led by quarterback Charleston Owens, and a really good group. And I know they have high expectations every year, and the mantra with them is always live to the standard, and they've got 2 outstanding young men with them, Slate Glover and Jace Gaines, here today as well, along with Coach Bob Godsey, who's just sitting down here with us. Coach, it's great to see you. I know you've been going through the media car wash today, and I know, matter of fact, you guys have been busy since this morning. We've been up broadcasting. Y'all were playing this morning.
Right. We've been up and at it since about 6 this morning, and worked out and got on the bus, went to Coleman to 7-on-7, and then rolled back in here to do this media day. Appreciate you guys doing this, and it's a great experience for these young men. And of course, anytime we can promote and talk about our program, we want to do that.
How much do you get? How much can you gain from a 7-on-7 summertime thing like today?
Well, there's a lot of good things now. You know, we worked against 3 other schools, so that's always good. So you're seeing a lot of different types of offenses and defenses and things of that nature. And you know, it's a building process, and that's why we try to teach it to our young guys. It's a building process, and to get them out there to face other people, to see other people, to go to Coleman. You know, we had guys that never, you know, played in that stadium and things like that before. It's actually the second time we were down there. So to be able to do those things, that's an opportunity for our guys to grow. You know, now is a real game completely different, yes, but there are, you know, things that you can, you know, get accomplished there, you know, which I hope we did today.
Well, and Coach, I know I mentioned the 2 young men's names, but talk about the 2 guys you brought to kind of to be the face of Madison Academy today.
Well, you know, these 2 guys, we only have 6 seniors this year.
Wow,
so
young
we'll have a young team, but I think I think it's experienced. You know, we've played so many young guys over the last couple of years that we do have an experienced squad. But we only have 6 seniors, and these 2 guys have played a ton of football for us for 3 years. I think Slate's the only one that actually played in the championship game that's left, as he got rolled out there as a freshman to play a few plays on the offensive line. So, you know, these guys, like you said, are the face of our program, and they're guys that have done everything as we've asked them to do it to the best of their ability. And you know, we certainly count on them for leadership and to continue that mentorship of our younger guys.
Slate, just talk about that. Talk about going through all of the ups and downs of being in this program as a young one, as a freshman, now a senior. That adjustment for you, what's it been like going from having to listen to leaders to being a leader? Talk about some of those changes.
It's very different, yeah. I mean, I had
hold that right up there. There you go.
I had a great group of leaders whenever I was a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, that class was great. I mean, I learned a lot from them. I'm really just trying to pass it on to these younger guys now so they can do the same as me.
Well, what did you learn the most?
Really just how to play football. Like, those guys were some players. Like those guys were good.
No, I mean, it seems like 15 minutes ago that Scott and I were on the field at Bryant Denny.
Yeah.
After that game, going to the post game, I can't believe that's already been 3+ years ago. But it goes by so quickly. Your career goes by so quickly. But it's some of the best times of your life. Trust me, you'll never forget the relationships and the guys you bleed with. And when you play football, it's a different situation, especially when you're blessed enough to play in the kind of program and for the kind of coaches you have. But talk about your role now as a leader, and what kind of role are you going to play on this team this year?
Hopefully a big role. I'm playing both ways this year. Really just got to step it up. I mean, just put my best self out on the field, just compete.
And how do you change your mindset when you're being counted on now to play that many snaps?
Well, know that I got my job to do still, and everybody else does. So I mean, just don't get tired out there and just stick to your job.
And then Jace, we're happy to have you here. Talk about your role and how you expect it, what you expect to get accomplished this year.
Hopefully, I expect to go deeper in the playoffs than we have for the past few years, and kind of taking on more of a leader role this year, becoming a senior, keeping the young guys in line, and overall just helping us become a better team. And
there's one thing we've heard throughout today, and I know Coach Godsey's built a lot of great teams, and it's something that once you build a culture, you want to be player-led. Talk about kind of you and the rest of your senior class leading the squad.
It's not a lot of us, but some of us have played a long time. Like Slayton said, we had some older guys that taught us a lot. They taught us how to play, urgency, and how to lock in and do your job, the little things that matter.
Madison Academy, kind enough to sit in here with us on our 2026 High School Football Media Day Tour. And Coach Godsey, what's probably, if you had to pencil it in right now, one of the biggest strengths of this team for 2026?
Well, I feel good about our depth right now for the most part. I feel like we have a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things. Like you said, Slate will take snaps both ways, but it isn't like he has to go all night both ways.
Yeah,
that type thing. So I think there's flexibility in our roster. So there's more guys I think that we can actually roll out there on the defensive front than maybe we have the last couple of years. And once again, a lot of that depth. We got some young guys, and they're going to do some young things. There's going to be some growing pains as we go through this thing. But the key is that we get the leadership, we get the mentorship from our coaches as well as our older players to these younger guys to play that next play, to move on to the next day and to the next game and continue to grow so that, we are better, the next day, the next game, and at the end of the year than we were in the beginning.
And Coach, talk about the changes. You've been doing this a long time, and I mean,
changes.
Well, look, I mean, I always enjoyed. I'll be blunt. I wasn't for it. I thought it was good the way it was. I enjoyed watching the private schools compete against the public schools and vice versa. I thought they could have tweaked a couple things, but I didn't think the separation was that absolutely necessary, especially from a travel standpoint. But Coach, how have you kind of adjusted to it now?
Well, as far as our team and our program goes, it is what it is, and we're going to go play, basically where they tell us to play and be the best that we can be at it. And we're looking forward to the challenges. This is going to be the toughest schedule that Madison Academy's ever played regular season. And we're embracing that, and we're fired up about that opportunity. So all of that is good. That is good. Now, on the other side of that, I think the Alabama Athletic Association their hand was forced by some outside forces on this. And, I think we all have a plan or something that probably maybe would have been a little bit better. And hopefully we will, as the years go by, we can get back, to that plan. But it is what it is. And our lesson, and the lesson we're trying to teach our guys is, this is the way it is, and let's go play.
Is there a remedy? Not a remedy, but is there a solution? I mean, their hands were tied, and there was a lot of talk about Is it fair, unfair with the public schools, private schools? And it was almost like they were forced to do something even though they didn't want to do something, but a move had to be made. Yeah. And now that they made the move, is this a thing where, okay, maybe 2 years from now we can tweak it, we can learn from it and get better, because it's not going to go away. It's not going to completely now that they put it where it is, it can't be changed.
It's not going to.
It can't go back. Right. But I mean, there's a way to get better.
I think so. I think in 2 years you will see, especially the larger private schools, go back in with the public schools at least. I think there's always going to be, from here on, there will always be a private school division.
Yes.
I think it will be mainly, the smaller private schools. The biggest question that I see out there right now is going to be, us guys that are in the middle. The Madison Academies and the Mars Hills and the people that, our enrollment, St. Michael's, maybe even UMS Wright guys down in Mobile, where our enrollment kind of puts us in that middle. What are you going to do with those guys?
Right.
Are we going to go back in with the larger schools, or what is that going to look like? To me, that looks to be the biggest maybe question right now.
Well, let's focus on the field. Obviously, as you said, going to be tough. I mean, the schedule is daunting. Mars Hill to start out, and then West Morgan, and we know how good those two programs have been the last few years. Well, certainly, I like to use the phrase "get your oil checked." You're certainly going to have it checked the first 2 weeks. Coach.
No question. No question. We've always liked to play good people, and I've always tried to do that. With our schedule, and I thought it was important this year to be able to do that. Also, with this new alignment or whatever, it makes it a little difficult to find games, for us guys. So, wasn't a lot of people signing up, to play us. So, but I really like our non-region game with Mars Hill, West Morgan, and then Boaz at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then you combine that with, we still have our rivals here with the private schools in Huntsville, and then we're going to travel and see some stuff in Birmingham and Auburn and Tuscaloosa, and
you're going to travel.
Looking forward to that.
When you hear Coach say it's probably the toughest schedule that Madison Academy has had, and I know you guys take it one game at a time and you don't look at who's next on the schedule, but I know you've looked at the schedule. It's got to be exciting, though, right? Because week after, as seniors, you got to be focused every Friday night. You can't just take a Friday off. You got to be focused. How fun is that to hear him say that this is the toughest schedule that Madison Academy's had?
I would say it's really exciting, just to go out there and face new competition, higher level competition. Just all around going to be fun this season.
You talk about that?
You just got to love the challenge. I mean, we get to go out there and compete against the best people.
Best the best, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, just best on best.
That's one of the things I think we try to make sure we sell about our program and implement in our program is that, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Right.
You got to compete against the best, and there's no cheating that. And I think that's a great life lesson as well. And you got to be, you can't be afraid to lose. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to get knocked down. But then you also got to have the strength, the courage to get back up when that happens, and all of that resolve is going to be tested this year for us.
Are you excited for Friday night still?
Oh,
I mean, is this something that you just get going for?
When I'm not excited, they asked me a while ago about, do you still get butterflies and all of that. When all of that goes away, when I'm not excited about, Monday morning getting in the weight room with these guys and things like that's when I'll move on down the road. But this has been a long day, but it's been awesome, because we have been with these guys, I've been with our coaching staff. I get to go home to my family, after this, and when that fire's not there, when that enjoyment's not there, then it'll be time for me to move on.
Well, it's certainly not yet. And Coach, I mean, where have you seen your team grow the most? Because I know you guys don't take much time off after it's over. You start your off-season program and you start building your team for the next season. But how since you wrapped it up in November, and then they went to, and then January kind of flips this calendar, how much have they grown? What area have they grown in the most in your mind?
Well, Slade has mentioned several times that we've hit the weight room pretty hard, and I think as a group, I think we've had maybe our best off-season in the weight room. Now, a lot of times the age of your team says a lot about, your gains. Once you hit that, if you're an older 16-year-old and you get to that 17-year-old, it's a lot easier to see those big gains than it is for a 14-year-old. But I think we have approached it in a manner to where we've made a lot of gains. I think our younger guys have shown unbelievable maturity in the weight room and really, have worked at a level not like a freshman or a sophomore. They've worked at a higher level, and that's a tribute, once again, to our coaching staff and these guys as well, and in terms of what that expectation is, and learning to work and play and practice with that urgency. So that's the thing I've been most impressed, with our guys up to this point, is showing up every day, because it gets old, it gets tiring,
Yeah.
it's easy to get bored with it, or to be ready to move on to other things, and our guys have handled that very well up to this point.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys for stopping by Madison Academy. Good luck.
Almost
Best of
ready
luck
for
in
Madison
2000.
Academy Friday Night Lights again.
All right, gentlemen, thanks for stopping
Thank you,
by.
guys.
All right.
Thank you.
High School Football Media Days. We're going to wrap it all up. One more school left to go, and we're going to crown it all off.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration High School Football Media Day, presented by the Huntsville Sports Commission on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Oh, see, that's the price you pay That's the song coming back. So it all kind of fits to. I mean, that's what we do here.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back in. This is the final team of the 2026 Fleming and Roofing Restoration High School Football Media Days, live from Toyota Field here inside SportsMed Stadium Club. It has been a fantastic afternoon. That's right, gentlemen. You're on there. And anyone driving by on 565 right now, they can see you because you are on the Jumbotron as well. So we have the Westminster Christian Academy Wildcats, the final school on our tour today.
Yeah, and one of our favorite people, and of course, he's joined us on our morning show throughout his season. He's been one of the coaches that we have on each week during the regular season, and we were kind of just marveling that he's now the dean of the coaches here.
He's the dean.
Yeah, he's by far he's not in his final stretch of coaching, I would hope, but he's 11 years already into Westminster Christian Academy. He's had some outstanding football teams. They always play the right way, and it's an honor to have him once again with us with his two young men, a junior and senior, that have come to represent Westminster Christian Academy. But it's great to have Louis LeBlanc with us here on our radio show in our High School Football Media Day, presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. And Coach, Restoration, it's another year, another team, another off season for you. How are you feeling about your guys right now?
I'm excited. Every year it's a new thing, and seeing the personalities that they bring, the experiences that they've had that have brought them to this point, it's always an exciting time. And in this group, they've got a great base that their families have put in place that we get to build on, and excited about the opportunities we have with them.
Mm-hmm. What has been the greatest strength, or what is the greatest strength of your football team, do you think, right now? I mean, I know you still got to go through fall camp. You still got to build the identity. But on paper right now, and you look at it, what is going to be one of the strengths for this Westminster team?
I think what I'm about to say is really hard to measure on paper. It's I think the greatest challenge of any coach at any level is to be able to take a group of young men, put them together, and have them gel and become a family, become a team.
Yeah.
And I, in my opinion, this group has done that on a faster pace than maybe other teams. And I've had teams that have been maybe more connected coming into the summer than this group, and they had already coalesced. But this group, it's been really cool to see so many different kids from different backgrounds, kids that are new to football, that have come together.
Yeah.
We graduated 16 seniors last year. We have 6 this year. It's a small class overall. And so, in your mind, that presents a lot of challenges. And so to see these young men come in as seniors and pouring themselves into the team, and then seeing the team respond has been something that's gotten me excited this summer to see how quickly some of those things are happening.
And then to talk about the two young men you brought with you, Coach.
So I've got Wyatt Connect. He's a junior. He's a linebacker for us. A phenomenal player. Also plays baseball. The kid's a hard worker, sets a tone, has an expectation for himself and for the guys around him. And so as a former linebacker myself, you always like to see that kind of attitude, the lunch pail attitude, roll up my sleeves and let's get to work. You see that in baseball, and you see that the way he operates in school and with his family and friends. So that's why, again, he's a junior. We've got Noah Atkins. He's a senior. Because of the transfer rule, when Noah came to us in the 10th grade, he was ineligible for last year's football season. Was able to play. We had a JV game last year that he was able to compete in, but outside that he was not able to. And so for a young man to do that and go through that it really speaks a lot of his character. It's hard to go out there and do all this work and do everything the rest of the team's doing, knowing you have zero chance to get on the field. So to see the way he performed and worked in practice last year just was an open book for me to read the character that he has as a human being. And so that got me excited about the opportunity to coach him his senior year when he finally gets on the field. He can play DN for us. He could play linebacker for us. Both these young men could play offensive positions for us. And so to see the intensity that Noah brings, and after seeing what it was last year and envisioning what it's going to be this year, now that he has the ability to play. Excited to see, again, just what he brings. Noah's been a great addition to our school on and off the field, and that's obviously something that we want to see as coaches. You see a guy that's making our school better, not just our program better.
Noah, what did you learn then from last year? How tough was that for you going through, hearing what Coach said? I mean, going through all of that, the ups and the downs from last year.
It was definitely a challenge. Like you said, you're working your butt off all week during practice, knowing you're not going to play on Friday, and you have to have that mindset, being like, hey, like, am I doing this for me, or am I doing this for the team? And it's up to you to decide that.
Well, and needless to say, Noah, you've got to be probably the most excited for game one, huh? Coming up.
What was the last? So it was a year. So your 10th grade year. Then that would have been your last football game that you played in.
I actually was injured most of my sophomore year. The end of my sophomore year, I was at Madison Academy, and I was injured most of that year. So my last really game was freshman year.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
Tough. Yes, sir.
So there's definitely some pent-up energy there. Taking it out on Madison County, the Tigers. But talk about what do you expect your role to be now that you've been patient, you've waited. You now know what to expect, though. You've been through a lot of coaches' practices. You know the culture that he has. What kind of role do you see yourself playing?
I think he has me playing a few positions. Definitely a lot of defensive positions, and they've been trying me out on offense as well. And I'm liking that. But definitely an athlete position, just playing all over the field and getting to fly around.
Wyatt, for you, an underclassman. You're here, an underclassman. What's this day been like for you?
It's been cool. It's definitely different. Being able to see like all the other athletes, being able to be with Noah.
Hold that up there. There you go,
Be
buddy.
with Noah. It's been great. So it's been a good experience.
Well, and now it's obvious the way Coach is talking about you. He talked about your greatness as a player. He's obviously counting on you quite a bit, especially defensively, playing the linebacker spot. What do you see as your role on the squad going into the year?
Be accountable for others, knowing, because I'm playing Mike this year, knowing that they can rely on me to make the plays, be able to communicate, and then also just fly around and make plays.
What's it mean to you guys, both of you, to put on that Westminster Christian jersey on a Friday? You've been there a little bit longer and you've had to wait, but what's it been like for you? What's it mean to you on a Friday night, the popcorn, the lights, and everything to have that jersey on?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I actually picked my jersey number because of a former player, Zeke Carwell, 34. So it's been cool to put this on. It's like an honor, honestly, and he's coaching us this summer, so it's cool to wear it.
And Noah, for you, I mean, what's it like putting that on?
Like Wyatt said, I definitely think it's an honor. Being able to represent, one of the biggest sports in the country is high school football. Everyone wants to come out on a Friday night and enjoy themselves and watch football. And I think not everyone gets to do that. Some people aren't blessed with the athletic ability to be able to play football. And some people just are scared to play football. And but I definitely think it's a big privilege and an honor to be able to put this jersey on and represent Westminster on a Friday night.
Well, Coach, talk about your staff. I know you had some new coaches last year and last couple of years that you've had to get, that you were they were drinking out of a fire hose. You were trying to redefine everybody's roles. Talk about that staff going into the year.
So our defensive coordinator is Josh Sloan. He's back, and
nice.
Been awesome to see him grow as a coach over the years and taking on that DC role. Love working with him. He brings a lot of great ideas. He's open to what the staff is inputting. Also brings a lot of energy. Has made playing defense desirable. A lot of guys. Everybody wants to be a quarterback. Everybody wants to be a running back. Mm-hmm. But to see the life he infuses and the culture he builds on that side of the ball has been awesome. So excited for him to be there. We brought in a young man named Brent Newman, who's going to be our offensive coordinator. He was at Memphis University School, and the guy's just incredibly intelligent. He's had some college experience. He played O-line at Murray State and was a student assistant there in a GA, and then has had some more college experience beyond that.
And so love talking with him, love talking football or leadership with him. And those two men have worked well together this summer, which is always a plus. And then that trickles down to the staff. So I really feel like I have the ability to have those meetings with the coordinators, and then what gets communicated there gets passed down to the staff. Matt Harris has been at Westminster longer than anybody. He's been on every staff that the school's ever had there since they started football. He's a graduate of Westminster, and he'll be helping us with the running backs. Isaiah Lattimore, former player, is back for his third season coaching wide receivers, and he is a great coach. Coach Rip Flippo's son, Anderson Flippo, is coaching quarterbacks for us, and it's his first year with us. Got a guy named Ryan Congo coaching our safeties, and man, that guy is an energy machine. He's a battery just full of power. Jameson Steele is a Westminster graduate. He's working at the school and coaching corners. Man, I get the D-line. Man, I'm so fired up about coaching the D-line again. I haven't coached the D-line since West Georgia, and then Coach Sloan's coaching the linebackers. Coach Jose Perez coaching our kickers. Wyatt's dad, Ralph Connect, he's like our culture coach, and so we have time with him every week. We call it our connection time, a little play on his last name, but he does a phenomenal job for us. Our trainer, Carter Forgey's been with me ever since I started out, and he does a phenomenal job. So a lot of great pieces that are in place that are helping these other pieces get fit in.
Coach, we were sitting here last year, and the question was, how do you replace your quarterback? Yeah. That was the question we were addressing last year. This year, I mean, are you guys ahead of the game now a little bit more because of having to go through last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, and plus it's a new system, and so everything's new, and so you kind of takes your eyes off of, hey, we got to get a new quarterback because everything's new, everybody's learning. So a little bit of competition there this year. Last year, competition kind of got cut out a little bit because Rafe Robinson, who's in the runnings to be the starter this year, injured his thumb at the end of the summer, and he was primarily going to be the second guy, and then he was out. And then we had some other quarterback issues just with injuries and things that kept guys from getting in the position to help us there. And so we didn't have a lot of competition at the QB spot. This year we do. And so it's exciting to see that competition. Makes everybody better. And seeing those guys compete and at the same time helping one another in that competition rather than it being cutthroat has been, I think, something that set the tone for the rest of the team as well.
Well, and now we've seen the change. It's been a huge topic of the private schools going to 1A and 2A. It's changed your schedule some, Coach, and there's some travel involved. But how has that transition been going to now you guys being a AA private school?
Yeah, give us your real thoughts.
Yeah, I will. I tell you, it's tough. The additional money for travel, that's always a concern. Money is money, so would love to be able to pour that money that we're spending on travel back into the program, into coaches or equipment, things that help our players be safer or better. I'm trying to envision, when you remove a round or two of the playoffs, what that does to the revenue sharing and the money that schools get back from that, and the exposure and the overall excitement. So that's going to be different. So you're increasing cost in the season and you're decreasing revenue that's coming in the off season or the postseason. It's just a different world now with only 17 teams in our league. Yeah. It's just different. It's strange, to be honest with you. You look normally looking at such a broad field and seeing who's going to come out of it. So really, it's almost in a situation where anything could happen, in football with injuries or just some guys get tired of playing when they get in the playoffs. I hate to say that, but that's what happens to some teams. So with 17 teams in it, that gets magnified. One injury could change the whole outlook of the playoffs. Excited for the opportunities. I miss the old format. I wish it was still here. And I wish that I wish the playing field was a little more levelized just to make things easier and just for how things work out in the playoffs. But excited to go, have the opportunity to play against Briarwood and John Carroll during the regular season, and then the possibility of playing some of those bigger schools from down south.
Well, and then you've got 3, that you're out of region schedule. Some like national rivalries, like Madison County is a program that I think you match up well with. And then I noticed Douglas and New Hope. Kind of what was the strategy there with? And again, Coach Gotze was telling us too. It's sometimes hard to find games.
Of course, the number one thing that we looked for after seeing who we were going to have to play in region was geography. Are they close?
Cut down on the travel.
Cut down on the travel. So thankful to get Madison County and New Hope in the fold. And then getting Douglas, he was facing some similar things that I was facing initially. Even I think his region kind of realigned, but initially he was going to have a lot of travel. And when I called him, he was excited to play, and so thankful to have gotten that game on the schedule. And all 3 of those are going to be tough. Coach Peavy, he was actually at Villa Rica High School when I was at the University of West Georgia, and so getting a chance to coach against him. We don't know each other well, but I've known of Coach Peavy for a while, and so getting to see what he's doing there is going to be exciting. And then, like you said, we've had a history with Madison County.
Well, it all gets started very soon, Coach. Very
soon. Yes,
very soon. Friday Night Lights will be here before you know it.
It's time to do it.
Well, we appreciate you and the 2 young men for joining us, and we look forward to Westminster Christian Academy Wildcat football.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
All right, guys. Thanks for taking time.
Thank you.
Louis LeBlanc and company, kind enough to spend some time with us. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Best of luck. Best of luck to you guys this year. Thanks for stopping by with us, Coach. Thank you. You guys, you guys can head on home. I know it's been a long day.
Yes, sir.
You guys can head on home.
I think you're done with the car wash.
Yep, you guys are done. But Drew, this has been fun.
Yeah.
We started.
Time flies when you're having fun.
We started at 7. We got on the air at 7. We were here before that. And we're now going to get ready to turn this over to Paul. I believe it's Paul Feinbaum. We're getting ready to turn it over to him, and we'll hear the next time you hear and see Paul. He'll be in Atlanta. We are in Atlanta. We'll be in Tampa a week from today doing all of this SEC media stuff. But big thank you. Great day for high school football. Great
it was
day.
Great. It was great to touch base with all 17 of these teams. We appreciate them for taking time out of some very busy schedules today.
Very.
To come by. And we appreciate the Rocket City Trash Pan that's allowing us to use this suite yet again. And all our great sponsors, especially Fleming Roofing and Restoration and the Huntsville Sports Commission.
All right, guys, we're back at it tomorrow morning with Talking Ball, 7 a.m. The Drive coming up at 5. West Neighbors, Steve Moulton. They've got some more high school football media day coverage for you coming up on The Drive.